Okay, we're in a commercial. Michael, are you there? Yes, sir.
20 seconds. Ten. Now.
Good evening and welcome to Grizzlies Stadium on the campus of Northwest High School in Wichita, where tonight ESPN Wichita 92.3 is excited to bring you the high school football playoffs and another season, hopefully for another long run for the Northwest Grizzlies. Welcome into Grizzly Stadium, everybody. My name is Steve Strain, along with Kevin Ark, and this is Grizzly football. It is Grizzly postseason football. Game number 9 of the season for these two teams is the first week of the playoffs. And tonight it's the Northwest Grizzlies taking on the Hornets from Valley Center High School. These two teams come in with exactly opposite records. Northwest is 6-2. Valley Center is 2-6. The Grizzlies also come in having won their last 5 games, while Valley Center comes in having lost their last 5 games. So it's been a while since the Grizzlies have lost. They hope to keep that going here tonight, and it's been a while since Valley Center has won. And here in the next couple of hours, we'll find out who will move on to round 2 of the playoffs, where the winner of this game will advance and play either Salina Central or Liberal, that game being played tonight. And the winner of that game will play the winner of this. If it's the Grizzlies, we'll be right back here at the same time for that contest as well. But first things first, the 6-2 Grizzlies and the 2-6 Hornets of Valley Center. Well, let's welcome into my broadcast partner, Kevin Arkin, who joins me here again tonight. And Kevin, you can feel the crisp fall temperature in the air. It just feels like playoff time. And I think one of the other neat things is we've got a local team here right up the road in Valley Center. So ought to be a decent crowd, you would hope, from Valley Center as well. And it's time for some postseason football.
I would like to think that Valley Center will draw well. And yes, it's only 15 minutes to Valley Center from here at Northwest High, so and it's all new. Everybody is 0-0, and yes, Northwest is on a roll, and Valley Center is not. In fact, just the opposite for Valley. Northwest comes in as the number 4 seed, 13 seed for Valley Center. So you look at all that and you say, oh, this should be a cakewalk. There are no cakewalks in the playoffs. The Grizzlies have to treat this like everybody is 0-0 and that they're playing the best team in the state tonight.
Grizzlies come in with some absolutely gaudy offensive numbers, including averaging 569 yards per game, just 111 through the air, but 458 on the ground. They're averaging 51 points per game this season, and their lowest output since their 17-point loss against Capon. Since then, their lowest output has been 55 points. In fact, their last 3 games, they've hit the 60 mark. So this offense has been very, very tough to stop, and we expect to see much of the same here tonight against a Valley Center team that, quite frankly, has struggled at stopping some people this season.
You know, the offense, Steve, really grew a lot last week in the third quarter. We got the kickoff in the third quarter. Jeremiah Moore promptly fumbled the kickoff return, and Hayes ran it in for a score to give them a 2-score lead. Some teams, under those circumstances, would have folded up and gone home. What did we do? We scored 5 touchdowns in a row to blow them out. That says a lot for the confidence that these guys have in their offensive play.
Yeah, that game really showed me something last week, and I'm glad you brought that up because it was 20-0 Northwest in the first quarter. But by halftime, not only was Northwest trailing, but they turn around then and do exactly what you talked about. The deficit grew after Jeremiah Moore's fumble, and that's a good Hayes team, and things were feeling a little bleak at that point, but boy, did they turn it on both sides of the football after that. Something you want to see moving into the postseason.
Yes, and I did not intend to leave out the defense when I was talking about what the offense did, because the defense shut them out after that for the rest of the game and got a couple of key turnovers in the process.
Grizzlies will have to get it done tonight in spite of some injuries to some key players, and let's talk about that because Dontrell Harris, who leads the team in interceptions with 4, is in street clothes, and so it looks like we would expect Diego Navarrete to fill that void. Jacob King is also in street clothes, so we expect to see Damasio Sandoval at linebacker, but King is 4th on the team with 32 tackles. And then, this is not as much of a surprise, but the Grizzlies center Nathan Davis also will not play tonight. He was injured last week, and it looked pretty significant, and so that's why I say it's not a surprise. But when you're without that anchor of your offensive line, that can be a big deal in terms of timing and things like that. So the Grizzlies will have some guys who are going to step up into a starting role tonight that, while they probably played quite a bit, aren't used to starting.
That's right. They're not used to starting, and they're not used to starting with this starting unit, and that's critical. The chemistry between the 5 guys across the front won't necessarily be there. And, people talk about how the left tackle position is so important, and it is. The center position is the real important position because he's the one calling the signals for that offensive line. And with Davis out, it's going to be a big adjustment for everybody.
This is your pregame show, and we want to let you know it's brought to you by HTO. HTO is located right in front of the Northwest campus, just a little bit south of 13th Street on Tyler, a couple doors down from Quick Trip, where they've got some delicious sweet and unsweet flavored teas. In fact, Kevin, I brought in one of their zero sugar teas in here tonight. Tastes just like sweet tea, but it's not got any sugar in it. And it's got me fueled up and ready to go. Plenty of time if you're coming to the stadium tonight to stop by HTO and fuel up, grab a snack. And the folks at HTO wanted to be sure and let you know they are big supporters of Northwest High School, and why not, sitting right here in front of the Northwest campus. All right, we're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll get some comments from Steve Martin previewing tonight's game and a conversation he had with Kevin yesterday. So stay tuned for that as your HTO pregame show continues in a moment. This is Northwest Grizzly football, and it's presented by Mel Hambleton Ford.
The HTO pregame show continues now with our weekly visit with head coach Steve Martin, brought to you each and every week by Hog Wild Barbecue, 21st and Tyler. Don't be late. They close at 8. Coach, here we are. Regular season's over. It's playoff time.
Yeah, it's a real season now. So all the whatever those you want to call them are done, and we call them pre-tests and preseason games. The real season's here, so it's it's what you work for. It's why you wake up early. It's why you work hard in the summer while everybody else is sleeping. So it's what we're excited about.
6-2 in the regular season, down 2 games from previous years when you've gone through undefeated, but still a good year against a very quality schedule.
Yeah, no, those 2 blemishes on the record this year, I think were much needed. This is a program that hadn't lost a regular season game since 2017. So anytime you can reset and you can step back from a coaching standpoint and from a player standpoint and get back to the basics and maybe bring you back down to earth a little bit is a good thing, because, I'm not so sure we would have maybe won a quality game like we did last Friday if we wouldn't have had those early season blemishes. We've been able to work on some of the things that has kind of handcuffed us in the earlier season, and just flat out getting healthy and getting some guys some key quality time to make some more depth.
Speaking of last Friday's game, a big win, but boy, what a roller coaster ride that game was. Big lead, tie game, down 2 scores, and then roaring back from behind and just walking away with it.
Yeah, someone said to me up in the, a coach here in the building asked me, he's like, Coach, watching you guys play in September, I don't know if your team had the guts to do that. And, it shows the credit to our guys of being able to stand up to adversity and fighting it, and coming back through that and not going, oh, we lost 2 games, the season's over. It's really a testament to our coaching staff. Those guys have pushed our guys and have really found the teachable moments in every game we've played, prior to that game last week, to be able to get us out of that, because, a lot of teams wouldn't be able to survive that, being up 20-0 and having a team come storm back and then get down, with a turnover right after half and have a huge momentum swing and then be able to come back and score basically, I think, 6 or 7 unanswered touchdowns, and really just take it to another team and really put your dominance on them. It was a good showing by our guys. We're very excited, and we want to build off that second half going into this week.
And you talk about running up a bunch of touchdowns in the second half of the game. That's against a very quality opponent that was number 2 seed at the time we played them.
Yeah, and you go in and, looking at their defense, I think that defense had only given up 110 rushing yards all year in 7 games on average. And we go in there and have over like 658 yards of total offense. So to do that against a very, very good defense speaks volumes for our kids, and our position coaches on offense are doing such a great job right now.
You get your first playoff game at home against Valley Center. What can you tell us about VC?
So Valley Center, they're a young team. They were a very senior-heavy team last year, kind of like us, and you can tell they're still going through some growing times. I mean, when I say young, they're very young. A lot of sophomores and juniors on the field, and it shows at times. It showed for us early, and I think they've been plagued by some injuries, and so they'll look. They'll look a little bit different than what we've been seeing a little bit, but it's still about us. It's always been about us, and we'll continue to worry about us. If we just do what we can do in our program, we know that we're a tough out for anybody. And so, yes, the team that's going to show up Friday night wears purple and white, but really it's about the navy and gold. We need to worry about navy and gold, and we'll be all right.
And you'll have the home crowd behind you, of course, cheering you on throughout the evening.
Yeah, absolutely. That's huge. That's why, that's the only thing that you don't want to lose some of those regular season games, because you don't want to lose 3, because then you'll be on the road, for sure. And, our neighbors down, Bishop Carroll, they lost the other night to East, and they had to go to a coin flip. So now they only get 1 potential home game, depending on how all the seasons. So, you got to be careful. You can't take too many teachable moments. Otherwise, you're going to be. But there's such an advantage of being at home, dressing in your own locker room, and then being able to walk out and see your stands being filled like that, and run out your tunnel, and just the familiarity of things. And so, that'll play to our advantage. We haven't played in a road playoff game since 2016 here. So, we play very well at home, and we'll use that come to our advantage.
And assuming things go the way people would expect them to go, if I've got this correct, then tell me if I'm wrong, we would get, assuming we win tonight against VC, we would get another home game next week and then probably go on the road.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the way it's looking out. If it would pan out, you look at if things really would work its way down the bracket, we'd see a very good Salina Central team come into town next week. And if we were fortunate enough to get by Salina Central, it looked like it'd be a rematch against Capon at Capon at whatever venue we'd decide. I guess we'd play in that playoff because you have to have the appropriate seating. So.
Okay, we wish you the best of luck. Well, one last thing. How's the injury situation for tonight?
Well, junior Nathan Davis, our center, sustained a concussion last week in the third quarter. So he's out this week, going through concussion protocol. We expect him back next week. So other than that, your Grizzlies are healthy, and I think that's what's showing up in these last 5 games is we're starting to get healthy and we're starting to click on all cylinders because the right guys are in the right spots now. Instead of mix and match and plugging holes and putting bubble gum in a dam, sometimes it feels like that. But we're excited where we're at. The kids are upbeat. You can tell our guys have been in big games before, and you can tell this team has been around playoff games because you can see the focus. And that's, as a coaching staff, it doesn't matter who you're playing, as long as your guys are dialed in and focused in. It seems for a good November football for us. So we just got to get to November now.
Okay, have a good game tonight. Let's get the W, and we'll look forward to a visit next week for our second round playoff game.
Sounds good, guys. Thanks.
Head coach Steve Martin on the HTO pregame show, sponsored each and every week by Hog Wild Barbecue, 21st and Tyler. Don't be late. They close at 8. We'll be back with more of the HTO pregame show after this 2-minute timeout. Stay with us. This is Grizzly Football, presented by Mel Hambledon Ford.
Banter Automotive is now open at Central and Mays. Come by or shop online and browse our inventory of quality pre-owned vehicles, cars, trucks, and SUVs. We have them all. Banter Automotive Group, now open at our new location just east of Central and Mays.
Hour to start the Class 5A playoffs. Northwest, by the way, we've not touched on this, is the number 4 seed in the West bracket, while Valley Center then would be the 13th seed. And again, the winner of this game will play either Salina Central or Liberal. And if it's the Grizzlies that win this game tonight, then they'll be here for that game next week against one of those two teams. Time now for your starting lineups, brought to you by Pizza Ranch. Pizza Ranch sponsors your Grizzlies starting lineups, where you can get the country's best fried chicken on the buffet or delivered to your door. Pizza Ranch at 21st and Tyler. Grizzlies starting offensive unit looks like this. On the line, Jacob Lamb and James Gilbertson will be the tackles. Lamb 6'3", 215, a junior. Gilbertson 6'4", 255. He is a senior. The guards are Kevon Stallings and Alex Herrera. Stallings 6'3", 265. He is a senior. And Herrera 6'2", 280. He is a junior. We mentioned earlier that there will not be one of the starting offensive linemen, though, in the lineup tonight for Northwest, and that's because Nathan Davis, as you probably heard Steve Martin talk about, injured. He has hurt his head. He's basically on concussion protocol, so he will not be in the lineup tonight. Connor Armstrong is the man that's expected to start at center for Northwest. He is a 5'11 junior who goes 260 pounds. The receivers for Northwest: Randall Bell, Michael Lopez, Takari Brown, and Trenton Salisbury. And of that bunch, it's Lopez that leads the way with 18 receptions, 351 yards on the season. The running back is L.J. Phillips, 5'8", 200, and a junior, who has now amassed 1,634 yards and 23 touchdowns on the season. Just some incredible numbers, 14.8 yards per carry. He is averaging over 200 yards per game. The quarterback for the Grizzlies, Jeremiah Moore, 5'8", 195-pound senior. He has thrown 10 touchdowns and just one interception this season. And also, he is a 1,000-yard rusher, 1,059 to be exact, averaging 9.8 yards per carry. That's the Grizzly offense. Now here's Kevin with the Valley Center defense they will face.
And Valley Center features a four-man front. Defensive end Kyler Plamer, 5'10", 205-pound junior. The other end, Ethan Vanderweide, a 5'9", 230-pound senior. The defensive tackles are Hunter Boomershine. He's a 5'10", 210-pound junior. And Hunter Slay, a 6'1", 240-pound junior. Your linebackers, three of them. Easton Boone, 5'10", 175-pound junior. Jacob Castleman in the middle, 5'9", 168-pound junior. And Cameron Boyer, 5'9", 175-pound junior. Your cornerbacks, Braden Boyd, 5'10", 160 junior. And Cade Wilson, a 5'9", 155-pound senior. At safety, Caleb Sainer, 5'10", 175 junior. And Samuel Bass, 5'10", 165-pound senior. And that's the defense for Valley Center.
All right, thank you very much, Kevin. Now let's run down the Grizzly defense. Of course, Northwest with a 3-4 look up front. Nate Carter is one defensive end, and Caden Ross is the other. Carter 6'2", 245, and a senior. Ross 6 feet 220. He's a junior. Trey Birch is the nose tackle, 6 feet 260. He's having a nice sophomore season. The linebackers, Zach Morford is the bandit, leading the team in tackles with 46, 5'10", 190, and a senior. Demazio Sandoval starts at an outside linebacker for Jacob King tonight. Sandoval, 5'11", 180. He's a junior. Darius Diaz is in the middle, 5'11", 190, and a senior. And Jerome Reagan is the strong side linebacker, 5'11", 220. He is a senior who's second on the team with 40 tackles. The cornerbacks, Jeremiah Harris is one, and no Dontrell Harris again tonight on the other side, so we think will be Diego Navarrete, 5'10", 145-pound senior. And Derek Robinson will start at one safety, 5'10", 165. He's a senior. And Ben Heidebrick starts as the other safety. He is third on the team with 39 tackles. He also has a pair of interceptions on the season, one of which was returned for a touchdown. That's the Grizzly defense. Now Kevin has the Valley Center offense that they will face.
And here's the offense that only put up 7 points last week in a loss to Goddard Eisenhower. We'll take the up front line first. The center, Derek Truman, 5'11", 175-pound sophomore. The tackles on the left side, Landon Arbuckle, 6'3", 196-pound senior. And on the right side, Lewis Avery, 5'10", 200-pound junior. Left guard, Dallas Gould, 6 foot, 226 senior, and the right guard, Jackson Griffith, 5'10", 190-pound senior. The quarterback for Valley Center is Brett Turner. He comes in 5'10", 165 pounds, and he is a senior. The tailback, Nolan Bevan, a 5'5", 148-pound junior, and the fullback, Ethan Vanderwide, who we talked about earlier, he's playing both ways, 5'9", 230-pound senior. Your wideouts, Braden Boyd, 5'10", 160 junior, Max Preheim, 5'6", 112-pound junior. That guy is a lightweight. Colt Williams, 5'10", 155-pound sophomore, and Trenton Flores, a 5'11", 185-pound senior, and that's the offense for the Hornets.
All right, thank you very much, Kevin. Once again, your starting lineups brought to you by Pizza Ranch, sponsors of Grizzly football this season at the corner of 21st and Tyler, where you can get the country's best chicken on the buffet or delivered to your door. All right, the Grizzlies are out on the field, so is Valley Center. The captains are about to meet for the coin toss. One more timeout. We'll tell you about the coin toss and have the opening kickoff of the 2021 playoffs. It's coming up next as Grizzly football continues in a moment.
Two minutes?
Yes.
2 minutes.
I've been on the road, I've been doing shows. Now we eating steak, remember sleeping on the floor. Stealing at the gas station when the time was cold. In the kitchen, hot still trying to flip it out the stove. Rocking fake J's, praying that nobody know. Watch them take my dog away, it was way too hard to stay composed. Fight to see the light of day, all this blood on my clothes. I was tired every day, green light, it's time to go. I don't wanna live life fast or die too young. Die too young. 100 miles per hour, might crash cause the good die young. Yeah, the good die young. Push it to the limit, I can't go no more. Red light, no way, I'm coming back home. Long dirt road all on my own. I'ma be the greatest, write my name in the stone. Write my name in the stone. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Write my name in the stone. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Right back where I left because I know my people needed me. Diamond in the rough, I don't know what it is they see in me. Go down as a legend in my city cause we beat the streets. Trying to spread the wealth around the block, no I can't cool for me. Told me I should leave. I see the bigger picture and it's way bigger than me. Can't be living like a king, but my people need to eat. If I got it, then you got it, we gon' get back on our feet. And I put it on me. I don't wanna live life fast or die too young. Or die too young. 100 miles per hour might crash cause good die young. Yeah, but here I come. Push it to the limit, I can't go no more.
BC on the toss. Thank you. 30 seconds, guys.
I'ma be the greatest, write my name in the stone. Write my name in the stone. Yeah, I'm coming back home.
Valley.
Yeah, I'm coming back home. Write my name in the stone.
Yeah, that's what we want.
That's why I'm surprised.
We got what we want, except for the win.
Push it to the limit, I can't go no more. Red light, no, I'm coming back home. Long dirt road, all on my own.
Well, your Phil's coin toss has just taken place. Valley Center has won the toss, and they have deferred, so they will give the football first to one of the highest-powered offenses, maybe the highest-powered offense in the state of Kansas. Northwest will get the football first, and that means that Valley Center will tee the football up, and Michael Lopez will be back deep for Northwest, and we're off to a blazing start. Number 13 is going to kick it off for Valley Center. There's no number 13 on the roster for Valley Center. It's a squib kick, juggled by the Grizzly upman, and it's bobbled, and it's on the turf, and Valley Center comes up with it. What a start to this game. An onside kick, essentially, that the Grizzlies can't squeeze, and Valley Center will get the football first.
Northwest totally unprepared for that onside kick, and what a great play for Valley Center to get the game going for them.
Well, we were shocked that Valley Center deferred, and now we know why. They're going to get the football to start the second half as well. They've got it here, and there's no doubt they were trying a little squib onside kick, and one of the upmen deflected it, and then the ball is a free ball on the turf, recovered by Valley Center. So here they go. Their quarterback is a senior. His name is Brett Turner, 5'10", 6'10", 165-pound senior. He's going to throw on 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line of Northwest. A fade pattern down the near sideline, overthrown and incomplete. We mentioned Phil's Coins sponsors your coin toss. Get the best price on gold, silver, and bullion at Phil's Coins, 9344 West Central. And after this play, we'll get some of Kevin's keys to tonight's contest. Scoreless, and that was the first play of scrimmage, an incomplete pass. Valley Center is in their road white jerseys with purple pants, white helmets and purple numbers. The Grizzlies in their home gold jerseys with white pants, blue and gold helmets. Valley Center from our left to right on 2nd down and 10. This will be a handoff that goes absolutely nowhere. The Grizzlies' Caden Ross reads it very well, and that was, I believe, Nolan Bevan on the carry, and he's going to lose a yard. It's 3rd and 11.
Ross was in the backfield before Bevan got the ball.
Really was. So it'll be 3rd and 11 for Valley Center from the Grizzly 43-yard line. 2 plays into the game, and 40 seconds have elapsed off the clock so far in a scoreless game as Valley Center just converted an onside kick to get this started. Your game time temperature 57 degrees with a wind out of the north at about 10 miles an hour. That's a left to right breeze, north to south, which is behind Valley Center. And it looks like the Hornets are going to call a timeout. We're going to keep it right here as Valley Center needs to talk about it and get to some of Kevin's keys to tonight's game. Brought to you by Central Auto Repair and Electric, where you can leave your keys with them while they give you a ride where you need to go. Central Auto Repair and Electric, 975 Northwest Street. Kevin, tonight's keys.
Well, I might have taken this right out of the Valley Center playbook. Get on top early. Therefore, onside kick it and get the first possession. And then, of course, keeping the ball away from the powerful Northwest offense. If they can do both of those, they've got an opportunity. They got a chance here. Northwest, real simple. They need to keep it clean. Ball security is important for them. They know they're playing a lower-seeded team, but they need to stay focused throughout the game and play their game like it was 0-0 and it was the first game of the season.
Thank you, Kevin. Once again, Central Auto Repair and Electric, 975 Northwest Street sponsors your keys to the game. 3rd and 11 for Valley Center, and Brett Turner is going to drop back out of the shotgun, and he's going to hand it off. Running play coming right. This is going to be Bevan again. He's inside the 40 and stacked up at about the 37-yard line, and that'll make it about 4th and 5, and Valley Center likely to go for it here. Jeremiah Harris was in on the stop. Mass substitutions for Valley Center.
They may be punting here, Steve.
Well, they've got the wind behind them, too, but it does look like the punt unit is on. That's an interesting call, Kevin. They are
going
try
for a field goal.
Well, indeed, they are going to try. This will be a 54-yard field goal, and the kick is blocked. It's blocked and bouncing around near midfield and fallen on by Valley Center, and the Grizzlies special teams come up with a big play after the Valley Center special teams came up with the onside kick to start it.
Did not see who blocked it, but the kick was low trajectory because of the distance. And I got to hand it to Valley Center for trying the field goal and taking advantage of the wind.
1st and 10 Northwest. They are 44 yards away from the Stroud's end zone. From our right to left they go. Jeremiah Moore, the quarterback. He'll toss right side. LJ Phillips, stiff arms at the 43, around the right side to the 30, 20, 15, and 10 to the 5, and he's shoved out of bounds there. One play in, but hold everything. A flag is down. This one might well be coming back. In fact, the Grizzly offense already making their way back toward midfield. Sometimes it's a hold or block in the back that springs that. That was actually Sincere Thompson that was guilty of the hold. Well, I take it back. They said number 12. That would be Kialis Miles, who's a receiver, but I don't see Kialis Miles in the game right now, unless he's on the far side. Nonetheless, it'll be 1st down now Northwest and about 7, and it's going to be a zone read. Jeremiah Moore fakes the handoff, cuts it right up the middle for a gain of a few.
Picked up a couple on that play.
Now Kialis Miles is in the game. No Randall Bell starting the game for the Grizzlies. 2nd down and 5. Toss, left side, Sincere Thompson. Here comes another flag flying in from about Valley Center to the middle of the scrum at the 40-yard line. Boy, that thing looked like a falling star shooting.
Yeah. Grizzlies are moving back again, Steve.
Michael Lopez. So 2 running backs, Kialis Miles and then Michael Lopez, each guilty of holds. And it's interesting that Miles gets the start at receiver and not Randall Bell. So that's yet another injured Grizzly we did not know about, Kevin. 2nd down and 16 for the Grizzlies. The ball now in minus territory at their own 49-yard line. From our right to left we go in a scoreless game, about 2 minutes and 15 seconds in. Jeremiah Moore, swing pass out to the right side, going nowhere, and well defended by Valley Center. Easton Boone was right there to stop him along with Caleb Sainer. And so that will bring up 3rd and very long.
Good defensive play by Sainer that time to wrap him up and get him straight down.
Yeah, he, the safety, and Boone, the linebacker, both read that one very well. 3rd and 16 now for the Grizzlies. Moore, shotgun, rolling out to the left, just dumps it off, and he's got L.J. Phillips, and L.J.'s got room inside the 40, 35 inside the 30, down to about the 27-yard line. Move the chains. They needed 16. They got plenty more. That's a Grizzly 1st down. Just a little dump off to Phillips. Now the Grizzlies quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Moore, shotgun, hands it off right up the middle. This will be a running play that nets some good yardage just inside the 20-yard line. That's Sincere Thompson on the carry, and Sincere picked up about 6 yards. 2nd down and 4. Jeremiah Moore, shotgun again. Zone read, fakes the handoff around the right side. He's got room. 20, 15, 10 to the 5, and he's in. Touchdown, Grizzlies. Hold everything, though. We've got a penalty on Northwest again. Are you kidding me? That's 3 already just on this drive. Yeah, don't strike
They've
up
shot
the band.
themselves in the foot here 3 times on this drive.
Don't strike up the band just yet.
Yeah.
They were playing the fight song, but instead, the 3rd penalty for the Grizzlies. And that makes it 2nd down and about 8 from the 25-yard line.
Coach Martin is on the sideline. He's not very happy.
Shotgun from Moore, 3 receivers all out to the right side. He'll hand it off. This is Thompson, shakes out of a tackle at the 17, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown Grizzlies. Sincere Thompson started left, cut it back, bounced around a tackle, and into the end zone he goes for a Grizzly score. It's 6-0, Northwest with the lead, and now the fight song can play.
44-yard drive, and it ended up taking them about 88 yards to get it in with all the penalties, but they did get the score.
Seemed like they'd take 2 steps forward and
now
one
another
back.
flag.
This is on the extra point, but I think this is on Valley Center.
I think they're offside.
Grizzlies might think about going for 2 here. Looks like they will just go ahead and punch through the extra point. This is into about a 12-mile-an-hour breeze. Not a real stiff breeze, but noticeable enough. And it'll move the extra point to the 10-yard line where Jeremiah Moore is the holder for Braden Sauter. And on the season, Sauter is 49 of 54. This one is through. 8.5 to go. First quarter, the score, Northwest 7, Valley Center nothing. This is Grizzly football presented by Mel Hambleton Ford.
Banter Automotive is now open at Central and Mays. Come by or shop online and browse our inventory of quality pre-owned vehicles, cars, trucks, and SUVs. We have them all. Banter Automotive Group, now open at our new location.
All right, is that better? Does that sound good? Check, check, check. Test, test. All right.
Sounded okay to me.
Well, the Grizzlies special teams got a blocked field goal that set them up in plus territory. 44 yards later, Northwest is in the end zone. They lead 7-0. And for Valley Center, they've got a man back deep. That's Cade Wilson, And this kickoff from Sauter, though, is going to be a little bit short. And Valley Center's going to have it just across the 25-yard line.
They call a fair catch on that, and given the wind and everything, Flores probably made a good call.
Speaking of wind, your 59-degree temperature is brought to you by Joaquin Family and Cosmetic Dentistry, who sponsors your Game Time Temperature. They're at the corner of Central and Woodchuck, and they treat patients of all ages, and they also want you to know they do implants. Joaquin Family and Cosmetic Dentistry at the corner of Central and Woodchuck sponsors your Game Time Temperature. 1st and 10, Valley Center here, and their quarterback drops back, and Brett Turner throws one out to the near side, batted away. Well done, incomplete. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Jeremiah Harris went for the pick and almost got it.
He's already made a couple of plays tonight.
He'd have been off to the races. Nobody in front of him.
7-0 Northwest, 8.5 to go, first quarter. Valley Center executed an onside kick to start the game, and then a few plays later attempted a 54-yard field goal that was blocked, and then the Grizzlies had the ball at the 44 Valley Center after that and scored a touchdown a few moments later. 2nd and 10 here, and Turner is going to hand it off, and shaking and baking is the running back, Nolan Bevan, and he's going to dance around to the near side. Out of bounds he goes at the 32-yard line, and he'll pick up about 4 yards. And there was Jeremiah Harris chasing him out of bounds again, but a 6-yard pickup. It's 3rd and 4.
Good stiff arm put on that time by Bevan to pick up an extra 3 yards on that play.
Now he's a small guy, only 5'5", 148 pounds, and a junior. Again, Steve Martin touched on it. This is a very young Valley Center team. Opening round of the playoffs, opening quarter, Northwest with the lead, 7-0. 3rd and 4 here for Valley Center. They've got an I formation and 3 receivers. Slots out on the left. Turner is back, throws one across the middle, and it's going to be caught. Nicely done for a 1st down. Jeremiah Harris in coverage, but not before. Cade Wilson comes up with a catch, just running a little curl just outside the hash for a 1st down.
And if they can do that all night long, that'll give them their ball possession offense, which is what they're going to need to keep the offense of Northwest at bay.
That 1st down for Valley Center brought to you by Chance Transmissions. On South Seneca, 6325, they sponsor your Valley Center 1st downs tonight. 1st and 10 for Valley Center. From our left to right they go with their own 42-yard line. And this is going to be a handoff to Bevan coming around the left side. He's got some space. He's into Grizzly territory. He's inside the 45, inside the 40, inside the 35, and all the way down near the 30-yard line. Move the chains for another big Chance Transmissions 1st down.
Bevan got all the way down there untouched before he finally got forced out of bounds by the secondary of Northwest.
23 yards he picked up. They actually say he stepped out of bounds at the Grizzly 35, but still a nice 23-yard run for the Chance Transmissions 1st down. Clock is stopped, 7.5 to go. First quarter, Northwest leading 7-0, but for the second straight possession now, Valley Center is in Grizzly territory. Out of the shotgun, it's going to be Brett Turner, and Bevan is the running back. Receiver in motion from left to right. And Turner is going to drop back throw to the near side, and it's overthrown and incomplete. He had a long way to throw to Braden Boyd, who ran a little out route, and it was overshot and incomplete. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Derek Robinson on coverage. Well, that's Derek Truman, the center for Valley Center, guilty of a hold. And so backward goes Valley Center. The Grizzlies will take that penalty, and that will keep it at 1st down. And because that's a spot foul, that is way back at the 48-yard line, Kevin.
It's going to be 1st down and about 23 to go.
Valley Center does have the wind at their back, about 12 miles an hour at kickoff. It's a north wind from left to right. 1st down and 23 for Valley Center. Under center is Brett Turner. I formation behind him. He'll toss it to Bevan. Coming left and not much doing. He'll squirt to the 46-yard line. That's all, a gain of about 2, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Caden Ross, nice tackle on the play to hold it to a minimal gain.
The winner will play Salina Central and Liberals winner next week. If it's Northwest that wins, that game will be here no matter what. If they don't win, well, we'll have a story to tell for quite a while. 7-0 Northwest leading right now. Clock running, 6:50 to go, first quarter. And this time, Brett Turner will drop back out of the shotgun. 2 receivers out to the near side. And Turner is going to drop back and throw. Nearly intercepted. Oh, jumping right in front of the route was Darius Diaz. And if he caught that, he would still be running because there was nothing but green turf in front of him.
He would not be running to the Stroud's end zone. He'd be running to Stroud's.
He had
nothing in front of him.
Yeah, enough space that nobody would have caught him for sure. And maybe stopped at HTO on the way for something to drink.
Something to drink, yeah.
3rd and 21, Valley Center. From the 46-yard line of Northwest. Under center is Brett Turner, eye behind him. He'll drop back to pass, throws across the middle, and this one might be picked off as another defensive player jumped the route, and he did. And that was Derek Robinson on the interception. So on 2 straight plays, the Grizzlies get their pause on a pass, but on the second one, they come up with the interception.
And Robinson played the ball all the way. Turner looked nowhere but to his intended receiver, and Robinson saw that and headed straight to where the ball was going to go and had an easy pick.
It was a crossing pattern right across the middle of the field, and Robinson jumped the route perfectly from his safety position. So 1st and 10 Northwest from their own 34, going for the jugular on the first play from scrimmage. Moore drops back, throws, deep post, incomplete. Oh, Michael Lopez was down there, but a nice defensive play by Braden Boyd, who broke it up right at the last second, or Michael Lopez might still be running as well.
Lopez had everybody beat, but Boyd got in there just at the last minute and was able to stick his right arm in there and deflect the ball.
2nd and 10 Northwest. Moore, shotgun, 2 receivers. He'll toss, coming to the near side. This will be a running play to Sincere Thompson. Breaks out of a tackle at the 45. He's to the 50. Still on his feet inside the 40. Inside the 35. Inside the 30 and down to the 28-yard line. Move the chains, a gain of the Grizzlies inside the 30 for a Grizzly first down. 38 yards on the pickup for Sincere Thompson, and now on 1st and 10, handoff Thompson again up the middle, carrying defenders with him, crashing his way inside the 20, down to the 17-yard line. Good gain for Sincere Thompson, and the Grizzlies quickly working it again on 1st down and 10. He picked up about 10. Moore hands off to Phillips this time, and LJ stumbles inside the 15 and tripped up at about the 12, but he'll pick up about 5. Northwest with these running plays just going right up the gut. Smash mouth football, and it's working, and now we've got a stoppage before this 2nd down play.
Grizzlies are taking advantage of the size differential on the offensive and defensive lines respectively here.
And again, Northwest is without their normal starting center, and it's Connor Armstrong who is in instead of Nathan Davis. 2nd and 5 here. Handoff Thompson steps to the left at the 10, inside the 5, to the middle of the field for a touchdown for Sincere Thompson. He started left and then stepped inside of a tackle and then made his way easily to the end zone. It's 13-0, Northwest with the lead.
Thompson made that look easy, and he had, you take all the plays together, and all of a sudden he's got 62 yards on that drive just by himself running.
Now Braden Sauter's extra point into the breeze. It's on its way, and it was a breeze. 5:30 to go, first quarter. The new score, Northwest 14, Valley Center nothing. This is Grizzly football presented by Mel Hambleton Ford. Tonight's opening kickoff was brought to you by Jensen Chiropractic, where they do sports physicals for just $20. See Susan Jensen. She's right across from Northwest High School, just down a couple doors from Ziggy's Pizza. Jensen Chiropractic sponsors tonight's opening and second half kickoff. The Grizzlies are kicking it off for the second time already tonight after 2 touchdowns. They lead 14-0. 5.5 to go. First quarter, a high short kick for Braden Sauter, caught by one of the upmen on the bounce, and he's free, and that's Cade Wilson. He's across the 40 to the 45, all the way out to the 49-yard line. Steve Martin will not like that special teams effort, as finally it was Tucker Ross that brought him down, but very good starting field position for Valley Center here, Kevin, a yard shy of midfield.
Good special teams play by Valley Center. You got to give them all the credit in the world. They gave lots of good blocking up front and picked up a lot of yardage for the start.
Yeah, Wilson was back deep, and that was a short kick, but it bounced in the air, and so he was able to charge forward and catch it off the bounce on the run and advance it out near midfield. 1st and 10 for Valley Center from their own 49. Shotgun here for Brett Turner. 3 receivers bunched tightly to the left, but Turner is going to roll right, and he's going to keep it, and he's going to regret that because he's thrown down right at the line of scrimmage by Damasio Sandoval. Sandoval gets the start tonight for Jacob King, and he makes a nice play there. 12 tackles coming into the game for Sandoval, make that 13 on the season. It's 2nd down and 10.
Outstanding one-on-one tackle by Sandoval. Got him around the legs low, had nowhere to go, but straight down.
So the line of scrimmage is still the Valley Center 49-yard line. Similar formation with 3 receivers bunched tightly on the left side of the formation. And it's Brett Turner back to pass, throws to the near side, low and incomplete. Probably should be glad he did because Jeremiah Harris nearly got his hands on that one as well, as the intended receiver was Max Preheim, and it's 3rd down and 10.
Preheim was going nowhere, even if he did catch it. Would have been a minimal gainer at best. But now we have 3rd and long. Here's a chance for the defense to step up, make a big play, either force a punt or maybe catch a turnover here.
Valley Center has had some opportunities tonight after recovering the onside kick to start the game. Then they were in plus territory on their last drive here. They started this drive a yard outside of midfield. It's 3rd and 10. That's where they still are. And Turner drops back, heaves one down the middle of the field. It's intercepted. He just threw a prayer up, and Ben Heidebrecht comes down with it for his 3rd interception of the season and the 2nd for the Grizzlies tonight.
Nathan Carter was all over Turner when he threw the ball, and he just threw it wildly, trying to get something, and it ended up being a lame duck and an easy pick for Heidebrecht.
Yeah, Turner just threw that one up without even looking and threw it right into 2 defenders, and Heidebrecht came away with it. Grizzlies came into the game dominating in the turnover ratio. They were plus 13, and they already have 2 interceptions tonight. 1st and 10, Jeremiah Moore. Play action throws, has a seam, and a man open on the near side. That's L.J. Phillips. Breaks out of a tackle at the 30, to the 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Grizzlies. L.J. Phillips streaking down the near sideline, and Moore threaded the needle, and L.J. broke a tackle and made it the rest of the way for a Grizzly score.
Grizzlies are making the most of their possessions, all short play drives.
20-0, and now Sauter is on for the extra point, which would give Northwest a 21-0 lead, and he punches it through. Sauter looks like he's been working on his extra points. He's kicked those into the wind and punched them through easily. 4:17 to go, first quarter. Northwest 21, Valley Center 0. This is Grizzly football presented by Mel Hamilton Ford. Do you know how far that was?
60 yards.
60, thank you.
60 yards. I know that because I wrote it down.
Hey, that's fitting because that touchdown pass of 60 yards from Jeremiah Moore to L.J. Phillips was a Carlson connection. Visit Stephanie Carlson, J.P. Wygand and Associates if you're in the market for your next home purchase or sale. Beautiful Carlson connection there. Now the Grizzlies kick off, leading 21-0. Short kickoff, and it's returned by one of the upmen for Valley Center to the Hornet 32-yard line, and then Tucker Ross again on special teams there on the stop. 4:11 to go, first quarter. Grizzlies 21, Valley Center 0. Boy, that was a pretty pass, too, by Jeremiah Moore, as L.J. Phillips, Kevin, caught that pass in stride.
Caught it in stride. Perfect touch by Jeremiah Moore, and then Phillips, all he had to do was shake one tackle, and he was off to the races.
Brett Turner, shotgun. He's going to toss it to Bevan over on the right side, and Bevan across the 30 to the 32, which is the line of scrimmage, and that was all. Well defended. Damasio Sandoval again. No gain. It's 2nd down and 10. Boy, doesn't it seem like Sandoval had more than 12 tackles coming into the game? That's what the stat sheet showed him.
Of course, he doesn't get hadn't gotten a lot of playing time as a backup, but he was on the field a lot. I would have thought he had more tackles.
I think it was the Capon game where he filled in for one of the injured linebackers, and I think he had about a 10 or so that night. 2nd down and 10 for Valley Center here. Handoff, Bevan up the middle, just trying to dance and fight through traffic, and he will for a few yards, but not much more. Stacked up at the 36-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down and long. And it was Jerome Reagan getting his name called for the first time tonight. And on the stop there. Clock moving, 3:10 to go, first quarter. Grizzlies on top 21-0. Hey, don't forget our friend Jose Garcia, 21st Avenue Barbershop. He'll give you a $10 haircut. Just mention you heard about him on Grizzly Radio. He's a Grizzly alum, Grizzly supporter, and Jose Garcia. Give $10 haircuts at the 21st Avenue Barbershop. Just mention you heard this ad. 3rd down and 7 for Valley Center. Turner, play action fake, rolling out to the right, being chased. He'll throw on the run, pass is deflected, and it's incomplete. And Heidebrecht was there to tip that one away. He's already got an interception tonight, and there, a deflected pass. It's 4th down.
Heidebrecht has the zone on Turner here in the first quarter.
And now Heidebrecht will drop back to retrieve this punt. And he'll be joined by his teammate Derek Robinson back just inside their own 35-yard line. So the Grizzlies up 3 touchdowns. Now the chance to add on to punt the ball away is Cade Wilson. Low snap, scoops it up and kicks an end over end. That's a really good punt. It's going to land inside the 25 and take a nice Valley Center bounce inside the 20, and it's going to get stopped dead at the 19-yard line. 45-yard punt, no return. Exactly 2.5 to go. First quarter, 21-0. Northwest with the lead.
Cade Wilson took good advantage of the wind and got a good bounce. And it rolled actually all the way down to the 14-yard line.
So the Grizzlies 86 yards away from the Stroud's end zone. Stroud's sponsors your Grizzly end zone this season. 36-61 North Hillside. Enjoy the best pan-fried chicken in the state of Kansas at Stroud's Restaurant. 1st and 10 Grizzlies here. And a handoff right up the middle. L.J. Phillips busts across the 25 out near the 26. And he'll be stopped there for a gain of 12. That's a 1st down. Samuel Bassett on the stop for Valley Center. But not before a Grizzly 1st down. Bass is the safety. 5'10", 160-pound senior. 1st and 10, Jeremiah Moore. Play action fake. Now he's flushed out and rolling to the right. And he's looking to throw on the run. Now a pump fake and just keep it and get pushed out of bounds near the line of scrimmage. Good pursuit downfield, or good coverage downfield, and pursuit of Moore at the line of scrimmage. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Caleb Sainer pushed him out of bounds, or forced the play out of bounds after they strung it out. And Grizzlies lose a yard on the play.
Not easy to do, to pursue Jeremiah to the point where he can't hurt you with his legs or throwing the football.
No argument.
But it's 2nd down. He may have even lost a yard. We'll call it 2nd and 11. Moore, shotgun, hard roll out to the left. He thought about throwing. Now he'll think otherwise, and he'll run. Good decision. He's at the 40, the 50, and tripped up at the 45-yard line. Big gain for Jeremiah Moore, rolling to the left and running back to the right, then turning it upfield. 31 yards on the pickup for Moore. 1st and 10 Grizzlies, and this will be an inside handoff coming left. This is going to be L.J. Phillips, or nope, that's going to be Thompson. Thompson inside the 35 to the 30, down to the 29. There's another nice Grizzly 1st down.
Nice 12-yard run there by Thompson.
So the chains move to the 28. The line of scrimmage is for the Grizzlies of Valley Center. Moore fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, spins out of a tackle at the 30, and now to the 25, near the 20. Boy, he is tough to bring down. That was like a video game where you push the button and he spun around in circles and freed himself of a tackler.
Nice 9-yard gain, almost. They did give him the first down.
Wow. So the chains move, and the Grizzlies now 19 yards away from the Stroud's end zone. First down and 10. Clock is at 1:17, first quarter. Northwest leading 21-0, and knocking on the door for more in the red zone. Here's a little screen pass, and this is going to be Sincere Thompson catching it out of the backfield, stepping inside the 15, down to the 12-yard line, and that'll be a nice pickup. That'll bring up second down and short. Grizzlies from our right to left on the far hash. And now 12 yards away from the Stroud's end zone as it's a shotgun formation here for Jeremiah Moore. And he's going to fake the handoff and move right. Stacked up at the 10 and dropped right there. He's about a yard shy of the first down. And well defended by Valley Center, and that'll bring up third down. Trace Emig in on the stop for Valley Center. 175-pound linebacker, just a sophomore. Third down and 2, handoff here, and this is going to be a run into the end zone, touchdown Grizzlies. Sincere Thompson came in behind left guard, and it was just too easy. Fourth touchdown to the night for the Grizzlies. It's 27-0.
8-play drive for the Grizzlies that time, their longest drive in quite some time. Good for 86 yards.
Well, that's about 7 drives for them a lot of times. 8 plays.
8 plays, yeah.
Sauter's extra point, good. 32 seconds left first quarter. Northwest 28, Valley Center nothing. This is Grizzly football presented by Mel Hambleton Ford. What's that?
Trying something different.
I can't hear you.
Trying something different, trying to keep track of who's doing what.
Okay.
I'm catching most of it.
Man, I don't know how guys do that.
I don't know how they do it either. It's hard. But I wanted to try it.
Eight plays the Grizzlies go, thanks to Kevin Arkin for Johnny on the spot stats tonight, and the Northwest Grizzlies have upped their lead to 28-0. And Braden Sauter's kickoff is going to be high, fairly short, and returned out to the 28-yard line. 25 seconds left in the first quarter. Northwest 28 and Valley Center nothing. Corbin Verduzco in on that special teams stop for the Grizzlies. So here comes Valley Center's offense now trying to get something going. They had a good start to this game, recovering the opening kickoff on an onside kick, but had a field goal attempt blocked.
The blocked field goal and 2 interceptions, all of which turned into points. That's what killed Valley Center here in the first quarter.
They'll say the line of scrimmage is the Valley Center 30, and there's an I formation behind Brett Turner, the quarterback. He's got 3 receivers with a slot out on the right. He'll fake a toss left, then roll to the right and throw on the run and throw out of bounds. There was nobody home open for Valley Center that time. Good coverage downfield. Samuel passed the intended receiver, and it's 2nd and 10.
Corbin Verduzco was all over pass and no chance for Turner to do anything except throw that one into the bench.
So 2nd and 10 for Valley Center. Ball at the Grizzly 30-yard line. Clock is stopped with 17 seconds left in the first quarter. 28-0. Northwest has the lead. Salina Central or Liberal will play the winner of this contest. 2nd down and 10 for Valley Center. 2 receivers bunched tightly out to the near side, short side of the field, and this is going to be a Brett Turner fake handoff. Then he'll tuck it under and run and stick his head down and lower his shoulder right back to the line of scrimmage, the 30-yard line, and that's all because Jerome Reagan said hello, and that'll bring up 3rd and long.
Reagan was there with 4 of his best friends, I might add, to make that tackle.
And that'll take us to the end of the first quarter. Dominated by the Grizzlies as we go to the second. Northwest 28, Valley Center nothing as we go to the second. This is Grizzly football presented by Mel Hambleton Ford.
Venture Automotive is now open at Central and Mays. Come by or shop online.
Rocking and rolling.
Good first quarter.
Vehicles, cars, trucks, and SUVs. We have have them all. Banter Automotive Group, now open at our new location just east of...
The board's a little different. It takes some getting used to.
It's a little hard to read.
Yeah,
just a little hard
is.
to read.
Ready for quarter number 2 after a first quarter that was dominated by the Northwest Grizzlies, who lead 28-0. Valley Center's offense comes onto the field from their own 30-yard line, trailing the Grizzlies by the score of 28-0. Third down and 10 here.
Valley Center got the onside kick to start the game and basically have done nothing offensively since.
Yeah, it's been a struggle for them for sure. See if they can get something going here. Brett Turner, third down and 10, though, out of the shotgun. Running backs flanking him to either side. 3 receivers, slots on the near side as Valley Center moves from right to left. Turner throws here on the run over to the far side around the 43-yard line, and that pass is broken up and it's incomplete. And once again, boy, we're calling the name of Derek Robinson a lot early, and he was there in coverage that time.
And Nate Carter had Turner running for his life the entire play.
And now Valley Center, moving from a right to left, is going to be punting into the wind. So advantage Grizzlies here. Heidebrecht and Robinson are back to retrieve this punt and standing at their own 34-yard line. So
I think they're too deep myself.
we'll see what kind of kick Cade Wilson's going to be able to get into this one. About a 12-mile-an-hour headwind he's facing as he gets it away, and it's an end-over-end kick, and it's going to be muffed and then picked up by Robinson at about the 38-yard line. He's coming left. He's got a seam, 45-50, and now a flag comes flying in, and this one's going to come back. Trey Birch commits a special teams penalty out at about the 41-yard line. Easton Boone was in on the stop, but I don't think there's any question this one is going to be coming back.
Nate Carter got called for a blindside block. Don't see that very often in high school.
It's interesting. Trey Birch was, when I saw the flag thrown, the nearest man to the player on the turf, but they say it was Nate Carter. Okay. So move the Grizzlies back to about the 27-yard line. From our left to right they go. Northwest leading 28-0. Not a clean game for Northwest in the penalty department, but they still lead by 4 touchdowns. First and 10, Northwest here. Swing pass out to Lopez. And oh, did he get stuck hard right away. As laying the leather on Lopez, reading that play perfectly, was Caleb Sainer, the safety. And that was a loss of 5.
Lopez is just lucky he got the ball.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And then he got popped hard. Second down and 15. And this will be a handoff coming right. LJ Phillips trying to twist out of a tackle at the 30 and does. Stays on his feet across the 35. And he's out to about the 37-yard line. That'll be real close to the line to gain. I think he got it. He did move the chains. In fact, he got it by a yard. So the Grizzlies needed about 15, and LJ made it look easy to get 16 yards in a first down. Clock running, a little more than a minute gone. Second quarter, Northwest leading 28-0. Shotgun for Jeremiah Moore. He'll send out 3 receivers. Pump fakes to the left. Now rolls and pump fakes again. Now keeps it. 40, 45. Chased out of bounds at about the 47-yard line. And he'll pick up 9 on that run. That'll bring up second down and short.
You know, that's a great read by Moore. Looking to throw, but finding that the run was there and getting the good yardage out of the play.
And now, with the wind behind you on second down and a yard, kind of wonder if this is where maybe Steve Martin might want to take a shot. He's got 3 receivers and a slot to the near side. 2 running backs in the backfield. Jeremiah Moore is going to hand it off to Phillips. And Phillips inside the 45, barreling his way down to about the 42-yard line. They'll say the 43. That'll be a 10-yard pickup, and the chains will move. Why take a shot when you've got that guy back there?
You give him 10 yards every time.
First and 10 Grizzlies, 43 yards away from the Stroud's end zone. First and 10 with 3 receivers. Slots on the right. Jeremiah Moore is back, throwing to the right side. Got a man wide open at the 32-yard line, and that is Takari Brown, and he's to the 29-yard line. A 14-yard pickup, and the chains will move. How did he get that wide open?
Nobody was near him, and if the ball hadn't been thrown too high, he might have been able to run for another 10.
1st and 10 Grizzlies from the 29. Moore fakes the handoff, running left, breaks out of a tackle. It would have been a big loss. Now he's up inside the 25, inside the 20, and down to the 18. But it looked like he was going to lose about 4, and instead he picks up 10, and the chains will move. He is so slippery.
That guy is, yeah, he is.
1st and 10 from the 12. Shotgun for Moore. Toss, right side. Phillips inside the 10. Now to the 5. Now sticks his head down. Lowers the shoulder. Falls to the pylon. Did he get there?
Yes, he did.
Touchdown, Grizzlies. L.J. Phillips from 17. That combination of speed and strength. Bowling his way to the goal line. It's 34-0. Northwest with the lead. Well, I thought about 2 or 3 times, Kevin, he was maybe done until another play, and he just somehow stays on his feet and finds a way to get more. And that time he got enough to get to the end zone, and Sauter punches the kick through. 9.5 to go, second quarter. Northwest 35 and Valley Center nothing. This is Grizzly football presented by Mel Hamilton Ford. Yeah.
7 yards.
Man.
Six runs, 1 pass. And the pass lost yards.
Well, the Grizzlies have fed Valley Center a steady diet of L.J. Phillips and Sincere Thompson, including Phillips catching a touchdown pass through the air. And with 9.5 to go in the second quarter, it's Northwest all over Valley Center, 35-0. And Braden Sauter's extra point is going to trickle out of bounds at the 4-yard line. I don't think that kick out of bounds is going to bother Steve Martin. I think they wanted to angle for the corner, and it just took a bad bounce. And wisely, the return man, Cade Wilson, let it roll and roll and roll out of bounds.
Once he saw the first bounce and it took a big right-hand turn, yeah, all he did was watch it go.
So that'll move it up to the 35-yard line, but that continues the trend that we've talked about, Kevin. Valley Center has had some starting drives with good field position tonight. Obviously, the onside kick to start the game would be the best, but they've been in plus territory a few times tonight. Here they're going to start at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10. Couple of receivers out to the right. I formation behind Brett Turner, the quarterback, and he's going to hand it off, and a running play that will probably lose yardage. Grizzlies read that one perfectly at 2nd down. Caden Ross is going to get credit for that stop and a loss of about 2 yards on the play. Grizzlies have one shutout to their credit this season. That was against East back on September the 24th, 56-0. Off to a good start here. It's 2nd and 12 for Valley Center. From their own 33-yard line. From our right to left they go. Northwest leading 35-0. Turner, shotgun, rolling left side, lobs one high to the near side. Well overthrown and incomplete, and that'll bring up 3rd down.
And you want to know why we play the games? East comes in here, we shut them out 56-0. Then they go to Carroll and beat Carroll 26-19 last week. You never know.
That one was definitely a shocker statewide.
It caught everybody by surprise, that's for sure.
Ashton Molello was the intended receiver on that incomplete pass. It's 3rd down, and boy, just for a little momentum and something to feel good about, Valley Center really wants to convert this 1st down right here. Already down 35-0.
They've only got 2 first downs in the game.
Don't want to have to give the ball right back to Northwest again. It's going to be a handoff coming right, and it looks like unless they're going to go for it on 4th and long, that's what they're going to do, as this running play to Bevan went for a couple, and that's it, out to about the 37-yard line.
Caden Ross and Nate Carter were both over there on that tackle, and it's 4th down and long. Be an interesting call, though, because they got to kick it into the wind.
Well, Cade Wilson has already dropped back into punt formation, and now a timeout's been called.
They may want to think this one over.
8.5 to go, second quarter, 35-0. Grizzlies with the lead. Once again, thanks to Stephanie Carlson of J.P. Wygant and Associates for sponsoring Grizzly football this season. If you're in the market for your next home purchase or sale, contact Stephanie Carlson. And we've already mentioned that nice pass from Jeremiah Moore to L.J. Phillips was a nice Carlson connection. Well, you want to be a part of the Carlson connection if you're in the market for a new home. Stephanie Carlson, J.P. Wygant and Associates, sponsoring Grizzly football. Stay tuned after the game for our Gem of the Game, brought to you by Christopher Daniels Watch and Jewelry Repair.
And, Jeremiah Moore's only thrown the ball 5 times all night because the running game has been so dominant. He hasn't needed to throw the ball.
Well, was it against Heights, I think, where they didn't throw the ball until maybe late in the second quarter or something like that? We've seen games like that from this team, but when you've got the likes of Phillips and Thompson and Moore's running ability for that matter, why not? Punt is away. This is going to be a high, fairly short punt, and it's also going to go out of bounds well before I think the punter Wilson wanted it to, and the official is still making his way up the sideline, and he'll stop at the 40-yard line, so only a 22-yard punt.
It went off the side of his foot and had no chance to do anything.
So the Grizzlies with great starting field position at their own. Well, now they're going to move it up to the 50. Oh, that was strange. They stopped at the 40, then moved it up 10 yards to the 50.
The official didn't move up. I wonder if they called a penalty of some kind.
Well, Grizzlies will take it. Right at midfield, 50 yards from the Stroud's end zone. From our left to right they go. Northwest leading 35-0 with the football. 8:16 to go, second quarter. Jeremiah Moore, long look over to the sideline. He'll send out 3 receivers, all to the near side. And the running back is going to be Sincere Thompson, but Moore is going to run a play-action fake and throw deep down the field. Got a man there. That's Randall Bell, and he can't hold on. It's incomplete. Bell did not start the game, but he's there now. Makes you wonder if maybe some sort of disciplinary issue. And he had that one right in the wickets, and it went through incomplete.
Well, let's give some credit to the secondary of Valley Center because they forced that incompletion. They were all over Bell.
And how about the pass by Jeremiah Moore?
Beautiful ball.
Right on the money. 2nd and 10, but you're right, Kevin. Probably more credit to the defense than anything. Here's a toss. L.J. Phillips, and it's behind him. He doesn't haul it in, and Valley Center falls on the football. It was just a toss that was high and behind Phillips. Well, that's how fast L.J. Phillips is. Jeremiah Moore tosses the ball, and L.J. has already ran out in front of it.
Yeah, this is just a bad toss, and the connection, there was no way to make the connection, and with everybody pushing forward, there were no yellow shirts in the backfield.
Well, I beg your pardon. It looks like Northwest has fallen on the football. I thought sure I saw a Valley Center player come up with it.
So did I.
One of the Grizzlies came up with it, so it'll be third down, 16. Grizzlies get a break right there. Shotgun for Moore. 3 receivers. Slots to the left. And that slot is also in motion. It's Lopez who will take the handoff. Then he'll throw it back to Jeremiah Moore, who's going to catch it. And Jeremiah's going to head upfield. 45-50, 45-40, 35-30, 20, 15, 10, and thrown out of bounds near the 5-yard line. We're going to have a block in the back, though, all the way back at the 39 of Northwest. I thought I saw the block in the back, and there's the flag. Well, they'll say holding instead of block in the back. Nonetheless, Kevon Stallings guilty of a penalty on a beautifully executed play other than the penalty.
That's a net 60-yard penalty when you take away the 50-yard gain on that pass play to Jeremiah Moore. What a brilliantly designed play it was, too.
It was a jet sweep to Lopez coming right, and then he stopped on a dime and hurled it back to the other side of the field, a lateral to Jeremiah Moore, who was behind the line of scrimmage, and then Moore did the rest, but apparently the hold is what helped spring him free. And now the Grizzlies have third, and I think
30.
Yeah, 28 is what it says on the scoreboard. Jeremiah Moore, 3 receivers, directs a little traffic, now throws a little out pattern. They're going to try the hook and lateral. It's caught by Takari Brown, and then he hooks and laterals a toss back to Phillips, who spilled at the 40. Oh, good job by Valley Center.
The lateral was too soon. LJ had not yet gotten up there, and Brown committed to the lateral and tipped off the defense, and by the time LJ Phillips got up there to pick off the ball, the defense was waiting for him.
4th and 20, and Jeremiah Moore is the punter, but he's not in punt formation. He's in the shotgun. Now he's dropping back to punt. I mean, I could see 4th and 5 or 6, but 20 from your own 40. So Moore gets the snap, gets the punt away. It's going to get some help from the wind, and it's going to be caught at about the 25-yard line. This is going to be Cade Wilson coming right now back to the left, and he's going to go left and right forward for about 2 yards, and that's all. Good pursuit by the Grizzlies, and Valley Center has it inside their own 30. 5:51 to go. Second quarter, Northwest 35, Valley Center nothing.
I didn't hear the cue for that. It'll be all right. As long as he only runs one.
First and 10, Valley Center. Brett Turner is going to drop back, throw one to the near side, and it's picked off. It's picked off, and this could be a pick six, and it is. We've called his name all night tonight, and Derek Robinson read that one perfectly and snagged it and took it to the house. An easy pick six. It's 41-0 Northwest with the lead.
There was nobody near Robinson when he caught the ball. He had free sailing into the end zone.
Well, because at his safety position, Kevin, he saw that one coming from a mile away.
Oh, he did.
It was telegraphed, and so we got a great running start the other way. While everybody else was heading north, he was heading south, and he caught it in stride, and an easy trip to the end zone. 41-0 Grizzlies with the lead after the pick six by Derek Robinson, and now the extra point by Sauter is up and through. 5:41 to go, second quarter. We'll take the timeout. Grizzlies 42, Valley Center nothing. This is Grizzly football presented by Mel Hambleton Ford.
Oh, that was quick.
It's okay, no worries.
No big deal.
We didn't miss anything.
Do you know about how long that was? Was that about 20 yards?
Well, the Grizzlies get a defensive score now. And with 5:41 left in the second quarter, it's Northwest 42, Valley Center nothing. And Kevin, I think you were getting the yardage on that pick six.
30 yards, right on the button.
Yeah. Read perfectly by
Derek Robinson.
Yeah, Derek
Beautiful
Robinson.
Play. Beautiful play.
Took it to the house. Kickoff is going to be caught at the 20-yard line. And the return man is across the 30 to the 31-yard line. And that's where Valley Center will have the football. Ben Heidebrecht, who's got an interception tonight, getting into the act on special teams there, makes the stop.
Valley Center is just desperate now to get a couple of first downs and get something going on offense.
It was a bit of a ominous start for the Grizzlies, thanks to the Valley Center onside kick to start the game that they executed, but they have not done much since.
They've done nothing since.
First and 10 from their own 31 here. From our right to left they go. Grizzlies leading 42-0. And it's Brett Turner under center, and now he's going to hand it off. This is going to be his full back, and that's going to go nowhere. Ethan Vanderwady stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Jerome Reagan was the first man in. It's second and 10.
Grizzlies have 28 points off turnovers so far in this game.
This defense has not been perfect this season, but they have, and they're young, but they have certainly shown they can be a very, very formidable defense.
Well, they're getting some help from Valley Center, in all honesty. Not to take anything away from the defense.
I think what Steve Martin and Mark Marinelli are looking for from him is just the consistency. Like here, handoff up the middle, and Darius Diaz says, "You're not going anywhere."
Diaz got to him before the ball did.
Boy, he anticipated that one perfectly. And in fact lost 2 yards. It's 3rd and 12. Ball resting just inside the 30-yard line of Valley Center, 4.5 to go, second quarter, 42-0, Grizzlies with the lead. Speaking of Salina Central, I had them on the mind because I was looking for their score. And we'll give that after this play. The winner of that game plays the winner of this one. 3rd and 12, Brett Turner, shotgun back, just immediately heaves one down the far side. Has a man there, but very good coverage again. And was that Dontrell Harris again? Nice play, or Derek Robinson, in coverage. And a 3 and out it appears for Valley Center. It's 4th down. Salina Central 14, Liberal 2. The winner of that plays the winner of this one, and it's Central 14, Liberal 2.
Well, that game is certainly not over by any means.
Grizzlies have 2 back in punt return formation, back at about their own 35-yard line. And again, it's Heidebrecht is one of them closest to us, and Derek Robinson is the other. And this one is going to be caught by Heidebrecht, and he's coming right. He's across the 40, then hit hard at the 46-yard line. The Grizzlies are 54 yards away from the Strouds end zone. There's an injured Valley Center player across the way. 3:52 to go, second quarter, Northwest 42, and Valley Center nothing as they attend to the injured Valley Center player on the other side of the field. And it looks like that's Samuel Bass who is down at the 49-yard line. We'll go ahead and take the timeout. Again, under 4 minutes left, first half. Grizzlies 42, Valley Center nothing. This is Grizzly football presented by Mel Hamilton Ford. L.J. Phillips bursting up the middle into Valley Center territory, inside the 30 to the 25, and down near the 20-yard line with a burst of speed on the first play of this drive.
29 yards on the run like nothing ever happened.
1st and 10 Grizzlies. 3:34 to go, second quarter, and now a whistle. Grizzlies want to call a timeout as Steve Martin wants to make sure everybody's on the same play. Boy, I mean, that just happened so fast. The hole was there, and LJ just hits that hole so fast. You know, and it's funny because we've talked about this before. You know, how do the Grizzlies replace the speed of Julius Bolden? And for a while it looked like, I know I was saying, Kevin, they maybe probably haven't, but they make up for it with the strength of LJ Phillips. But it seems to me like he's gotten faster this season.
Well, I think he's faster. He is stronger than he was last year. And he's a bigger, stockier kid than Bolden was anyway, but Bolden was a different kind of runner than L.J. Phillips is. L.J. Phillips will plow through, carry 6 guys on his back, and run for 20 yards doing it.
I mean, you remember that play at South I referred to as he was running like Forrest Gump because he was just running away from everybody with his head tilted up toward the sky, and he was just...
Run, Forrest, run.
He was moving away from it so fast. 1st and 10 Grizzlies here from the 22. Moore throws right to the middle of the field. Pass caught, touchdown. Michael Lopez wide open on the deep post, and the Grizzlies are in the end zone from 22.
2 plays, 46 yards on the drive.
That play is another Carlson connection. Stephanie Carlson, J.P. Wygant and Associates. If you're in the market for your next home purchase, you want to contact the Carlson connection.
I'm going to correct myself. 54 yards on the drive.
Sauter's extra point is through. 3:25 to go second quarter. We'll stay right here. Northwest 49 and Valley Center nothing. And for Michael Lopez, his 3rd touchdown reception of the season. And let's talk about Jeremiah Moore's passing the football, Kevin, because coming into the game, he had 10 touchdowns to just 1 interception. And, you know, with his size, that's something you wondered about, especially considering that interception came early in the season. In fact, I think it was the Carroll game.
It was in the Carroll game. And, you know, he adds 2 more passing touchdowns tonight. You know, 12 touchdowns, that's better than 1 a game. With a team that runs the ball almost all the time, that's pretty good production.
So the only interception he's thrown was all the way back at the first game of the season. And look at the zip he put on those 2 touchdown passes.
And let's give some other credit. Michael Lopez was wide open on that last play. Nobody near him.
High, short, dangerous kickoff that's going to be caught off the bounce at the 32. And one of the Grizzlies nearly got to that before the return man did for Valley Center.
Tate Tyler ended up making the catch and the recovery for Valley Center. And, you know, if he doesn't catch that clean, it's our ball.
Yeah, and he really paid the price for it, too.
He did.
But the Grizzlies so crafty with those kickoffs. Carson Art might be listening. I know he's a follower, and he was so good at placing those kickoffs in precarious spots where the Grizzlies gave themselves a chance to recover, and that almost happened there. 1st and 10, Valley Center here from their own 33-yard line. Turner back, heaves one down the far side. Hey, he's got a man there, and the pass is caught, and that's going to be into Grizzly territory for a chance transmissions first down. Nicely done as that pass completion is a big first down. Josh Daffern was in coverage, but not before Valley Center first down.
And that, I think, is their first pass completion of the night for a first down.
Elijah Young was the receiver who caught it. And it's at the 43-yard line. Once again, Chance Transmissions sponsors your Valley Center first downs tonight. And a big one there for Valley Center. 1st and 10 from the Grizzly 43. Hornets in Grizzly territory again. Turner is going to hand it off to Bevan, and it was kind of a delayed handoff. And on the exchange, that gave the Grizzlies time to penetrate, and they dropped Bevan with nowhere to go. Zach Morford was in on the stop. Loss of 3 yards.
Great tackle by Morford.
Valley Center not moving quickly here. They'd probably rather try to sustain a drive and work some clock and put something in the end zone, preferably for them with not much time left in the quarter for Northwest. Valley Center will get the football to start the second quarter. 2nd down and 13. Ball resting at the 46-yard line of Valley Center. Turner back, throws too wide of his intended receiver. It's incomplete. It's 3rd down. And that time he was looking for Ashton Moello. But
Moello was open. Just couldn't get the ball to him.
So 3rd down and 12 for Valley Center from the 46 of the Grizzlies. 2:10 to go, second quarter. Northwest 49, Valley Center nothing. Barring a Valley Center score here, we're going to have a running clock in the 3rd quarter. I formation behind Turner. He's going to turn around and toss it to Bevan. Met at the line of scrimmage and thrown down behind it. Grizzlies read it well again. It's 4th down. And Trey Birch in on that stop. That was another loss on the play of about 2 yards, and it's 4th and 15.
And they are bringing the punt team on. I thought they might just go for it with so little time left in the half. But with 1:45 to go, that's plenty of time for the Grizzlies to score.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing, Kevin, but that was when it was like 3rd and 10, but 4th and 15. Probably a little different deal, so they will punt the football away. Grizzlies have 2 timeouts left as Wilson gets the snap and punts this one away. An end-over-end kick that's going to bounce at about the 21-yard line, and take then a Valley Center roll to about the 15. 37-yard punt, no return, 1:16 to go, second quarter, Northwest 49, Valley Center nothing, and the Grizzlies with a chance to strike again, 85 yards away from the Stroud's end zone. Seems like a lot, but this team could move it so quickly.
And 76 ticks on the clock is a lot of time for this offense.
Yeah, it really is, with a couple of timeouts especially. Jeremiah Moore out of the shotgun on 1st and 10. Receivers, 2 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Now L.J. Phillips drops back. He's going to run a little wheel route, and instead the pass is going to be thrown down the middle and incomplete. I beg your pardon, that was Phillips, the intended receiver, down the seam. It was Sincere Thompson that went in motion and ran the wheel, but the throw was incomplete nonetheless. It's second down.
Throw was a little high, but it was indeed catchable.
Well, we've seen L.J. Phillips do that before, line up as a receiver and then get wide open down the middle of the field, and I think Steve Martin and Jeremiah Moore would like to have that one back.
I think so.
Might have been a little high, but Phillips was wide open. Second down and 10. Clock stops. 1:11 to go, second quarter. Moore, shotgun, has the snap and back. Throws down the near side. He's got a man there. That's going to be Lopez. Steps out of a tackle at the 42. Across the 45, out to the 47-yard line. A gain of 32. That's a Grizzly first down. Grizzlies now rushing to the line of scrimmage. The clock will start running again. It's under a minute to go now. They stop it momentarily.
I think they called a timeout. No?
Thought it was supposed to stop when the first down was executed, but it ran a couple seconds and then stopped again. 59 seconds showing
You're
on
right,
it now.
It is stopped. I don't know why it is. Well, the referee stopped it. Now he's starting it again.
First and 10 Grizzlies. They still have their 2 timeouts left, leading 49-0, but looking for more. Play action fake for Jeremiah Moore. Deep drop, throws deep down the middle of the field. Has a man there. Takari Brown's got it at the 15, 10, 5, touchdown Grizzlies. Takari Brown, 54 yards, and the Grizzlies are in the end zone again.
And that drive lasted all of 2 plays. 85 yards.
And another Carlson connection. And how about these passes for Jeremiah Moore? That's big moving forward, Kevin. Defenses are going to have to respect this pass game if he keeps throwing the football like that.
He's just been on fire all night.
Stephanie Carlson and the Carlson connection sponsors that Grizzly connection of Moore to Brown. Sauter's extra point is through. 42 seconds left, second quarter. 56-0, Northwest with the lead. Stay tuned for our halftime show sponsored by Hog Wild Pit Barbecue. We'll check in with Lisa Hamilton at Mel Hamilton Ford. She's excited about the postseason, Kevin. They're always getting ready.
We all are.
Yes. They're always getting ready for a busy holiday season at Mel Hamilton Ford with all the things they have going out there, including their big Black Friday sale that's coming up the day after Thanksgiving.
I don't think there's anything more fun than high school playoff football.
It's going to get more and more intense each week.
It will.
As we mentioned earlier, Salina Central is leading Liberal right now, 14-2 at last check, and the winner of that game will play the winner of this one. It is now 28-2 Central over Liberal.
Well, I would say Salina's going to be making a trip down here next week.
Wilson picks up this kick at around the 10-yard line, shakes, bakes, dances, and tiptoes forward across the 15. And Valley Center, not great starting field position here, and you almost wonder if they might take it to a knee and on into the locker room, backed up where they are with just 36 seconds left in the quarter. We'll see. Northwest leading 56-0 late first half. First and 10 for Valley Center. They indeed will just take a knee and take it to the locker room for the half.
And that's probably the smart play for them.
Well, it was an interesting start to this game. The very first play was an onside kick. They recovered, and they had the ball in plus territory, but a few plays later, the Grizzlies block a field goal, score a touchdown, and it was just Northwest machine after that. Yeah, 56-0 Grizzlies as we go to the half. We'll go ahead and take a timeout. Again, it's Northwest 56 and Valley Center 0 as we go to the break. You're listening to Grizzly Football presented by Mel Hambleton Ford.
How long is Lisa's interview?
2 minutes.
Venture Automotive is now open at
You need
Central and
bathroom break or something? Go ahead. I'll just banter and I'll throw to a break, and then we've got Lisa Hamilton.
Group, now open at our new location just east of Central and Main.
Yes, sir.
Well, I can talk. I'll tell you what. I can talk about some of what happened in the first half. We had 8 drives. What I don't have is yardage totals. I don't think I'm going to have that in time. 25, 47.
Gosh, I can't believe that.
54, 83, 94, 104, 115, 125, 125. Okay, I got 13 has 125 rush. Thank you. Okay. 22, 82, 88, 104, 102, 102, 122, 176. I'm kind of glad I did this.
Yeah, thank you. That's a big help.
Not easy, but
Huh?
it's not, and I couldn't do it if I was standing up.
Yeah.
I got to sit down to do this. Otherwise, I'd be going up and down all night.
Man, it's just hard to find
But I
any
give you
scores.
some highlights anyway.
We close at 8. Halftime from Grizzly Stadium in a first-round playoff game that's been all Northwest so far as we have reached the Hog Wild Pit Barbecue halftime show. Steve Strain and Kevin Arkin with you on a Friday night of football. Last Friday night of October means playoff time. And in round 1 of the Class 5A State High School playoffs from the West bracket, it's the Northwest Grizzlies 56 and the Valley Center Hornets 0. Your halftime show again brought to you by Hog Wild Pit Barbecue. Stop by and see Bingo Bouchiers and our friends at Hog Wild at the corner of 21st and Tyler. They are big supporters of Grizzly Athletics, and our thanks to their sponsorship of Grizzly football on the radio. Hog Wild, don't be late, they close at 8. Well, Kevin, after the Grizzlies watched Valley Center recover the onside kickoff to start the game, Valley Center ran 3 plays, tried to kick a field goal. It was blocked, and that was the start of 8 possessions for the Grizzlies, and they went 8 for 8 with each possession ending in a touchdown. I'd say offensively you couldn't get a much better first half. Defensively, well, they've pitched a shutout. They did commit several penalties, and I think that's the one thing Steve Martin might be talking about right now in the locker room, but other than that, he's got to be really pleased.
He's got to be pleased, and if you don't mind my making one correction to what you said, we did punt once in the first half.
That's correct. Jeremiah did. You're right.
7 touchdowns in
8 possessions.
8 possessions. Or actually, it's 8 touchdowns in 9 possessions.
Yeah.
Is what I meant to say there. But yeah, total domination by the Grizzlies in the first half, and they did that. You know, they kind of started off. Of course, we had the onside kick thing, and then on our first couple of possessions, we were just plagued with penalties. There was a lot of laundry on especially the first possession. They ended up with 5. They ended up with 5 penalties in the first half for a total of 45 yards, which isn't a whole lot of yards. But one of the penalties cost them a 50-yard gain, and that was a 10-yard holding penalty. So you net a 60-yard penalty. That is, I know, is something that Martin will be concerned with. But gosh, some of these numbers are just unbelievable. Sincere Thompson has 125 yards on the ground in the first half. Jeremiah Moore, 176 in the air in the first half. Jeremiah Moore is a runner. He gets them all running, but everybody else has been running with reckless abandon, and it was Jeremiah Moore's 50-yard run that got called back. So you have a completely dominating offense for Northwest in the first half, and if you're Valley Center, you know the game's over.
And we talked about after the Capon loss that the Grizzlies were going to need to be a better passing team because Capon really played the run well, and they knew what was coming, and a lot of the night they were able to stop the Grizzly run game far better than anybody has all season. I think that this Grizzly passing game, especially considering what we've seen tonight, has improved, and they are more balanced. They're still going to run the football plenty more, and they should. But I think that when Capon sees what's happened to Jeremiah Moore in this passing game on film, they're going to have to respect the pass, assuming this matchup takes place 2 weeks from tonight, which we all hope and think it will. That's going to be a different passing attack that Capon's going to see from this Grizzly team based on the improvement we've seen in passes like we have tonight.
And Jeremiah Moore, tremendous accuracy on his passes. Not only is he 7 for 9, but all of the completions right on target for big gains each time.
56-0, Northwest with the lead at the Hog Wild Pit Barbecue halftime show. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll check in with Lisa Hamilton and our friends at Mel Hamilton Ford, find out the latest happenings there, always things going on at the big corner. So stay tuned for that as Grizzly football continues in a moment. Once again, the score, Northwest 56, Valley Center nothing. This is Grizzly football, and it is presented by Mel Hamilton Ford. I'm sorry? Yes, sir. What's that? Say it again. It'll be very quick. There will be a running clock, yes. Enjoy, sir. Yeah.
You didn't think I could move that fast, did you?
Huh?
You didn't think I could move that fast.
Oh. What'd you do, go off the rail here?
This would be a good time to give the kids love.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. 30 seconds.
Banter Automotive is now open at Central and Mays. Come by or shop online and browse our inventory of quality pre-owned vehicles, cars, trucks, and SUVs. We have them all. Banter Automotive Group, now open at our new location just east of Central and Mays.
Welcome back to Grizzly Stadium as our Hog Wild Pit Barbecue show at halftime rolls on. Steve Strain and Kevin Arkin. A few minutes away from the start of the second half. Northwest 56 and the Valley Center Hornets nothing. And we will have the running clock for the second half because the Grizzlies are up by the threshold of 45 points here in the second half. So the clock will run even after incomplete passes, plays that go out of bounds. Pretty much just team timeouts or injuries is about the only time the clock will stop in the second half, Kevin.
That's exactly right. So it'll be a quick-moving first half, and that's part of the mercy rule and sportsmanship that is mandated by the Kansas State High School Activities Association. And we want to thank them, by the way, for their assistance in helping us put this broadcast on. This is a KSHSAA event, not a school event, so we thank everybody in Topeka, Jeremy Holiday, and everybody involved, Bill Faflick with the Kansas State High School Activities Association for all they do for these kids and for allowing us to be a part of it tonight.
And hopefully they'll be able to help us all the way to Pittsburgh, which would be our third straight year to be able to do that. For the Grizzlies, it would be their fourth consecutive trip to the state championship game. Hopefully they'll...
We got a lot of work to do before we get to Pittsburgh.
We do.
It will start next week with, looks like Salina Central will pay a visit down here next week.
And then looming the week after that,
in all likelihood,
to Stryker.
We're back to Stryker.
Yeah. Hey, we've got some students helping us out again and some folks that I know you want to make sure and pay homage to for their hard work on this Friday night. Kevin, why don't you take it away from here?
Well, this is all part of Shane Monroe's audio-visual class. He does a great job with these kids, and, you know, for them, they're putting it on the YouTube stream, and they're using our audio from the radio in that process. And for these kids, this is a learning experience for them. And like any other activity, they always say activities are an extension of the classroom. Nothing could be more true than what these kids are doing. We've got, besides our executive producer, Shane Monroe, here to my right, Cade Winter is here, and Landon Simpson, Jonathan Shue, running camera upstairs in the pole. And they're sending out some great pictures on the internet. And I just want to thank all those kids for being here, and thank Mr. Monroe for all of the work he does with these kids, getting them ready and having them learn something on the production side here tonight.
Yeah, it's one thing when it's September and it's 85 degrees up there, but tonight it's a little nippy 52 degrees, and the wind that we had, although it looks like it's completely died down.
It has died down a lot.
The wind that we had when the game started was out of the north, and that's usually not the wind you want when you're outside. But nonetheless, thanks to them for their hard work.
Yeah, they've done a great job, and thanks again to Shane Monroe for all of the effort he puts into this.
All right, one more time out on our Hog Wild Pit Barbecue halftime show. Grizzlies 56, Valley Center nothing. We'll have the second half kickoff and Kevin's keys to the second half when we return. This is Grizzly football presented by Mel Hambleton Ford.
I think the halftime is a good place to do that student thing that we just did.
Yeah.
I think it's a great place for it.
Is that your friend there? It is.
Hey, how are you?
Good, and you?
Good. Missed you in Topeka. I could have used you.
It's a nice hat. Yeah, I like
Have
it.
your phone with you? Can I see it? I saw this in the picture. Made my day. That's all I want to say. I got some scores.
Okay. Okay. 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Is that the only local game? Free State's creaming. Southwest is losing.
Just give the local ones because we'll probably be kicking off soon. About ready for the second half kickoff as our Hog Wild Pit Barbecue halftime show winds down. There's still time to run by HCO though at 13th and Tyler and grab a quick beverage and a snack as we're getting ready for the second half. Kevin, you got a couple of local scores there?
A couple local scores. Cape and Mount Carmel is leading Goddard 21-3 at halftime. Hutch leads Carroll 14-7. At halftime.
Interesting.
And the East High Blue Aces are leading. I think they're playing Garden City. I just lost my feed. They're leading 13-0 as well.
Wow, some interesting scores.
So
the
some
Carroll
interesting
score.
scores, yes.
I mean, you wonder if both the Carroll game and the East games are carryovers from what happened last week when East beat Carroll. Wow. Okay, Grizzlies will kick off. They'll move from our left to right here in the second half inning, and we are going to have the running clock as Braden Sauter meets this one, and it's going to be caught out at the 20-yard line, and that's going to be Joseph Knutson. That's going to cross the 30 and get dropped at the 32-yard line. So, first and 10 for Valley Center. From our right to left they go. Grizzlies 56 and Valley Center nothing. See if Valley Center can a young team again. Try to build some positive things towards next year, Kevin. That's if you're Valley Center, what you're looking for here.
Well, exactly. The only thing I can say, keys to the game in the second half for Valley Center, get something established that you can build on for next year and during the off season. That's all they can do at this point.
And for the Grizzlies, however long your starters are in there, I would think just be smart and see if the second and third units can execute. Handoff here on first down and 10 for Valley Center, and I think that's Vanderweide, the fullback, that's going to carry this one right up the gut for about a 2-yard pickup. It's second down and 8.
And we'll give Caden Ross that credit for the tackle on that play.
For the time being, the Grizzlies do have their starting defensive unit out on the field after about call it a 3-yard pickup to the 35-yard line. Second down and 7 for Valley Center. Brett Turner is their quarterback. He is under center with an offset eye behind him, and he's going to hand it off, and this is going to go nowhere because DiMaggio Sandoval stacks up Nolan Bevan right away, right at the line of scrimmage.
He was headed for Bevan before the handoff, literally before the handoff.
And we've seen Darius Diaz do that. Part of that is credit to Mark Marinelli, but those defenders, Kevin, still have to anticipate the snap count.
They've got to sniff it out, absolutely. And they've been doing it all night long.
Yeah, they really have. Third down and 6, Valley Center. They'll say that Bevan did pick up a yard. 10:40 to go, third quarter. Northwest up 56-0. I formation behind Brett Turner. Boy, how old school does that look? Play action toss, and then Turner will roll right side, and the pass is going to be caught out at the 45-yard line. Receiver into Grizzly territory, 45, down near the 40-yard line on a fake toss, and then a roll out to the right, and a pass completed for a first down to Cade Wilson. That's a Chance Transmissions first down for Valley Center.
They haven't had a lot of first downs to cheer about on the Valley Center side of the field tonight, so that was one of them.
Goes to the Grizzly 40-yard line. Doesn't that I formation look very old school, though?
It did.
You don't see much of that anymore.
Reminded me of my old high school.
That's right. First and 10, handoff to Nolan Bevan again, right up the middle, stacked up at about the 38-yard line. That's a 1-yard gain. He'll be dropped there, and that'll bring up second down. Nate Carter in on the stop. A little more than 2 minutes gone here in the third quarter, 56-0. Northwest leading Valley Center.
And Valley moving the ball here for the first time in a long time.
I formation again behind Brett Turner. He's got a fullback and then a tailback, and he's going to run a play-action fake. Deep drop, throws right side over on the far sideline. Battle for it, it's intercepted, and I think Derek Robinson just came up with his second interception of the game.
That is Robinson's second interception of the game, and Turner's third that he's thrown tonight.
Now they're bringing it back, though, so perhaps they'll say he was out of bounds. I think he caught it, but maybe landed out of bounds.
Might be.
But regardless, Kevin, he has done a tremendous job in coverage.
He has had a great game tonight, no question about it.
The clock is running, though, after the incomplete pass because the Grizzlies are up 56-0 here in the third quarter. Shotgun formation for Brett Turner. 3 receivers, slots on the near side. Turner is back, heaves down to the near side, and this one is overthrown, and it's incomplete, and that'll bring up fourth down. Grizzlies that time had Verduzco in coverage, Corbin Verduzco.
Ball way overthrown.
He is the backup safety that got the call tonight for Dontrell Harris, who leads the team in interceptions with 4, but Harris is in street clothes, and Verduzco has gotten the call and played pretty well. We've called his name a few times tonight. It's fourth down and 9 for Valley Center, and it looks like they might be going for it here. Brett Turner is out of the shotgun. He's got backs to either side, and he will indeed drop back to pass. Diaz chasing him. Turner heaves it down the middle of the field. This time it is picked off. As the Grizzlies are there for the interception, it's Jeremiah Harris who gets the interception around the 20-yard line. And is that the third interception for the Grizzlies tonight?
It is indeed. That
is 12 interceptions for the Grizzlies this season. They came into the game with 9 interceptions and 12 fumbles, and now the interceptions and fumbles are even. 12 picks and 12 fumble recoveries. And the Grizzlies are going to go to their backup quarterback, and that's going to be Jace Glasper, the sophomore, and he's going to do the easy thing and hand it off to L.J. Phillips, who's around the right side, and Phillips is free. 30, 20, 10 to the 5, and he steps out of a tackle near the goal line. Touchdown, Grizzlies. And L.J. just turns around and looks at Braden Boyd and says, "Are you kidding me?"
79-yard run for L.J. Phillips.
And did you see that look, though, he gave to the defender, Boyd, as he stepped around him? Just too easy. It's 62 to nothing.
It was
Grizzlies.
too easy.
Now the clock is not running. Is the clock supposed to be running?
It is supposed to be running.
We've got the Southeast clock operator running our clock tonight.
Yes. Oh, that was an adventure, wasn't it?
Kick is good by Sauter. 7:11 to go and not running. 63 to nothing Grizzlies.
Yeah, this would be a stoppage.
Now that we've got the extra point and we transition into the kickoff. Hey, don't forget, $10 haircuts, 21st Avenue Barbershop. Ask for Jose Garcia. He's a Grizzly supporter, Grizzly fan, Grizzly alum, and he'll give you a $10 haircut. Just mention you heard about it on Grizzly Radio. 21st Avenue Barbershop, where Jose Garcia will take care of you.
We sure appreciate his sponsorship.
And everybody's. After the game, we'll have our Put It in the Bag Cleaners play of the game, brought to you by the Kansas Vacuum Center. And our thanks to Central Auto Repair and Electric for our keys to the game. Our post-game show coming up, brought to you by 4 Points Insurance and Financial Services. That reminds me that it is that time of year to get your Medicare enrollment plan fixed up for 2022. Give Chuck Yance at 4 Points a call, 946-0721, 316-946-0721. Sauter's kickoff is high and short, and fair caught at about the 27-yard line.
Tate Tyler, who fair caught one earlier in the game, fair caught that one as well. And it gives Valley Center some decent field position to work with.
Now is the clock, there's the clock. It was delayed, but now it has started as we approach the 7-minute mark left in the third quarter. Grizzlies leading 63 to nothing. Valley Center brought in a new running back into the game. They've still got the same fullback, but Brett Turner is going to throw this one out to the far side. Just a little swing pass, not much doing as the Grizzlies snuff it out. Josh Daffern is in the game, and he helped it on that tackle. After a 3-yard pickup on just a little receiver screen pass, it's second down. Valley Center has Chase Slay into the game as a running back, along with Ethan Vanderweide, the fullback. They both flank the quarterback, Brett Turner, here on 2nd down and 7. Turner, shotgun, looking, now throws on the run, and it's too high and incomplete.
Nate Carter was draped all over Turner when he threw the ball, and he's lucky he didn't throw it into a yellow jersey.
So that'll bring up 3rd down and 7. Ball resting at the 31-yard line of Valley Center. The clock is running, under 6 minutes left. Third quarter, Grizzlies 63, Valley Center nothing. 3rd down and 7, line of scrimmage is the 31-yard line of Valley Center. Shotgun again for Brett Turner. This time both backs are to his right, and he's going to roll that way and look to throw, and does on the run. And it, I believe it was caught. Was the receiver in bounds is the question. I think regardless, it was a little bit shy of the line to gain.
I don't think he was. I think they didn't advance it, so he was not in bounds.
And that'll bring up 4th down, and it looks like the punting unit is coming on for Valley Center. They had their chances early, did Valley Center, Kevin. There were a few possessions, in fact, where they made it into plus territory, including the very first of the game when they recovered the onside kick, but just not able to establish anything consistently offensively tonight.
Well, 5 turnovers will do that to you.
That certainly will not help the cause. This is a Wilson punt that bounces on the far sideline at around the 30-yard line of Northwest. And it's going to actually go for negative yardage on the return as Derek Robinson was chased down from behind inside the 25-yard line. So here comes the Grizzly offense now. Jace Glasper comes out for his second straight drive. If you want to call the last one a drive, he was in there for one play, handed it off to L.J. Phillips, who took it to the house. And we'll see if Glasper this time can get a chance for a more sustained drive with the Grizzlies. 78 yards away from the Stroud's end zone. And we had a penalty. Boy, I did not see a flag. And
I did not either.
And it was very, very late, too, because the offense and defense were even coming out to the line of scrimmage. And then all the way at the other end of the field, the referee was giving an announcement that there was a penalty, and they're going to make Valley Center repunt this. And this is going to give the Grizzlies presumably much better field position. Northwest is also going to get Jeremiah Harris back this time, along with Ben Heidebrecht.
And they're both lined up at the 40 instead of the 20.
It had been Derek Robinson and Heidebrecht, and now Harris and Heidebrecht. And this one is going to bounce at about the 24-yard line. Good punt. Heidebrecht picks it up, gets a block at the 25, and he's tripped up. Oh, nice open field play for Valley Center by Caleb Sainer in on the stop on special teams. He fought through a block and one-on-one then with Heidebrecht and tripped him up at about the 25-yard line.
Yeah, Heidebrecht ended up losing 5 yards after he picked it up.
And there we thought that the Grizzlies were going to get much better field position, and it's almost identical
It's the same place.
to where it was.
The same place, yes.
In fact, I think it was the 25, and that's where they are now. 1st and 10 for Northwest. So here's Jace Glasper, the sophomore quarterback for the Grizzlies. He's going to hand it off on first down. This will be a run play left, and that will not get back to the line of scrimmage. And that was Donovan Agee on the carry, a junior. I think we saw him sparingly used at the end of the South game a couple of weeks ago. He loses a yard. It's 2nd down and 11. Grizzlies 76 yards away from the Stroud's end zone on 2nd down and 11. Glasper is going to run a play-action fake and roll out to the right. Now he's going to keep it across the 30 and get stacked up at about the 34-yard line. And that'll be about a 10-yard pickup. But because of the loss on first down, the Grizzlies are still a couple shy of the line to gain. It's
Good
3rd down and 2.
Good run by Glasper, though. He took his time and looked to see what was where the hole was, and then he found it.
3rd and 2 from the 33. Shotgun here for Glasper. High snap, he hauls it in, escapes one tackle, he needs a block, and he got it, and he's across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Boy, it was not easy to get those 4 yards, but he got him, and just enough to move the chains. That's a Grizzly first down. Line of scrimmage up now to the 38-yard line. Northwest from our left to right here in the 3rd quarter, leading 63-0 with a minute and a half left. And this is going to be a handoff coming left. That's going to be Agee again, and he's going to get dropped for a loss again. So on those inside handoffs to the outside, Valley Center doing a good job of stopping Donovan Agee, and he lost 3 yards that time at 2nd and 13. Glasper, shotgun. Running backs both to the right. This is going to be a straight run. Glasper trying to get to the edge. He won't get there. And that's going to be, boy, what a good athlete Cade Wilson is. He's a receiver. He's returned kicks and punts, and he also plays in the secondary, and he made the stop there after Glasper picked up a couple. It's 3rd down and 10.
Well, let's see if Glasper can get a long yardage play off here.
2 receivers out to the left side here. Now Glasper looks over to the sideline for the play. He's got backs to either side of him as he takes the shotgun snap, and he wants to run a zone read right up the middle. Surges forward, spilled at the 41, and he'll get no further. Nice play that time. Xander Chenoweth, a sophomore defensive lineman, wraps him up. It's 4th down. So the Grizzlies will bring their punting unit on from their own 40-yard line. The line of scrimmage is. But first, we're going to take it to the 4th quarter because they do not have to snap it again here in this 3rd quarter. So as we go to the 4th, it's Northwest 63, Valley Center nothing. You're listening to Grizzly Football presented by Mel Hambleton Ford.
What are they signaling? All the players had their hands up.
4.
Oh.
You've never seen that?
I guess I never paid any attention. No. Well, I didn't know what they were doing.
$63-0 as we teach Kevin Arkin some of the intricacies of second half football. Grizzlies with the lead. And the Grizzlies have a 4th down and about 7 yards from their own 40-yard line. They're going to bring Jeremiah Moore and the punting unit on. Moore had left the game as a quarterback, but he is the only punter the Grizzlies normally use, so he will handle punting duties here. He had 1 punt in the first half. His average on the season, 30.2 yards. And he is right now standing at his own 30-yard line. Line of scrimmage is the 40-yard line. As Jeremiah gets this one away, it's into the wind, and you can see it hits a wall. It's a high punt, but it's going to be fair caught at the 31-yard line. A 29-yard punt, no return. And the clock will continue to run here in the second half. Grizzlies up 63-0.
And we want to send a birthday wish out tonight to Brian Lamb, celebrating a birthday and celebrating with a big Grizzly lead tonight. Happy birthday, Brian.
All right. Way to go, Brian. 1st and 10 here for Valley Center from their own 31-yard line. Brett Turner is out of the shotgun. 3 receivers with a slot on the right side. Low snap, ball's on the turf. Scramble for it. Grizzlies say they have it. Do the officials agree? They do. Northwest comes up with the football, and it was Nathan Carter who pounced on it, and the Grizzlies will have it at the 29-yard line of Valley Center.
Best field position of the night for the Grizzlies starting a drive.
So the backup offensive unit trots back out onto the field. Boy, they got to be licking their chops here. 29 yards away from the Stroud's end zone. 1st down and 10. Grizzlies leading 63-0. 10:45 to go, 4th quarter. Jace Glasper zone read, fakes the handoff, and now moves right inside the 30, and then he's popped at the 26-yard line and falls out of bounds right there for a gain of 3 yards. Boy, one of the luxuries to this program is so many underclassmen and backups get so much quality game time in lopsided games like this. We saw that from Jeremiah Moore last year.
Exactly, and look how it paid dividends.
2nd down and 7. Glasper's going to run the option here, and he'll toss it, and it's not caught, and it's instead a defender for Valley Center that falls on it, and that is Sainer again, as AG did not haul in the pitch.
No, he booted it, and he was looking downfield when the ball came to him, never looked the ball into his hands.
Well, that's why the backups are out there in situations like this, to work on their chemistry.
That's right.
And their timing.
That's all a chemistry issue.
But a turnover there for Northwest. 9:43 to go, 4th quarter. Grizzlies leading 63-0. Valley Center, Salina Central was in command over Liberal. It looks like they'll be the opponent for next week's contest here at Grizzly Stadium. Brett Turner back out of the shotgun on 1st down. Throws, quick drop left side. Overthrown, incomplete. It's 2nd down. Boy, there have just been very few open receivers for Valley Center tonight, and they have tried throwing the football quite a bit, Kevin, but often Turner has found the wrong jersey. In fact, Grizzlies with 3 interceptions tonight.
The Grizzlies defensive unit, all told, has just played an excellent game tonight.
2nd down and 10. Turner's out of the shotgun. And this is going to be a handoff to his tailback, and that's Chase Slay.
There we go.
Veering off to the right. He'll pick up about 3 yards and get dropped down there. Sandoval again helps on the stop. It's 3rd down and long.
Tucker Ross got a hand on that one as well.
Your second half kickoff was brought to you by Jensen Chiropractic. Susan Jensen does sports physicals for just $20. Jensen Chiropractic, right across 13th Street from Northwest High School, a couple doors down from Ziggy's Pizza. They sponsor your first and second halves. Susan Jensen again, $20 sports physicals. 3rd down and 8 for Valley Center. Turner is back, being pressured, and down he goes all the way back near the 20-yard line. That's about a 13-yard loss, as the Grizzlies were there, and they were there in a hurry, led by Sandoval again. Then he had some help as well, and it's 4th down and a mile for Valley Center.
There were 3 defenders all over Tucker as he was running for his life, and no chance to get away.
Clock under 8 minutes now left in the fourth quarter. Grizzlies leading 63-0. This is the fourth consecutive week the Grizzlies have scored more than 60. It is the sixth consecutive week they've scored at least 50. As Wilson gets the punt away, a low end-over-end kick that's going to bounce out of bounds at about the 45-yard line of Northwest. We'll see, that's right where it is the 45. So that's a 34-yard punt, no return. The clock continues to run, 7:10 left in the game. Grizzlies leading 63-0.
Be interesting to see if the starters all take a seat now. Fourth quarter, huge lead.
Well, it looks like there was another penalty on that punt. Although they have not moved the football as of yet, now they're marching it back. So Northwest guilty of another penalty, and again,
15-yard penalty.
Well, if you're a coach, sometimes they say they want things to pick on as you get deeper in the playoffs, and Steve Martin certainly can tell his team it wasn't perfect tonight because of all these flags.
That's the sixth penalty on the Grizzlies tonight for 55 yards.
So here's Jace Glasper leading the offense for the Grizzlies. 1st and 10, 70 yards away from the Stroud's end zone. And he's got A.G. as the running back who takes the hand play straight up the gut. And A.G. busts out to the 35-yard line and picks up about 5. That'll bring up 2nd down. Donovan A.G., 5'10", 165-pound junior on the carry. Picked up 5 yards that time at 2nd down and 5. This time, Glasper's going to run a play-action fake, and it's too high, incomplete. And actually, that's Diego Gutierrez, the sophomore quarterback. Gutierrez is in, and not always to see, Kevin. He wears 6, and Glasper wears 5. So when the Grizzlies go to the bench, not always easy to differentiate those two. But this is now Gutierrez who threw that incomplete pass. It's 3rd down and 5 from the 35, and now motion here, and another penalty. This is going to be on a receiver right here on the edge.
Well, that's 60 yards in penalties, and I know that's something that head coach Steve Martin is going to want to get cleaned up before Salina Central comes a call in next weekend.
That was Shimon Whitaker, a receiver right in front of the line judge who moved. It was easy for him to call, and Whitaker knew it. So it's 3rd and 10 Grizzlies now as they back it up 5 to their own 30-yard line. Gutierrez out of the gun. And he's going to hand it off to A.G. coming left. Read well by the Valley Center defense. And that'll bring up 4th down. Give credit to Xander Chenoweth in on the stop that time for Valley Center. So we are now at the 4.5 mark left in the contest. Grizzlies leading 63-0.
3rd punt of the night here for Jeremiah.
2nd in as many possessions as well. And Moore gets a chance to work on his punting game. Not a bad punt considering the wind. It's going to land at about the 45-yard line, take a little bit of a Grizzly bounce, and it'll be dropped dead at about the 41. 31-yard punt, no return. Clock at 4:03 left in the game. Grizzlies leading 63-0, and Valley Center back out on the field for their offense, and the Grizzly defense one of their final chances to preserve the shutout. And if you're Valley Center, that's what you want right now as much as anything. Try to get that goose egg off the board.
Many of the defensive starters are still in the game.
Yeah, I noticed that Derek Robinson, who's had a nice game, is out there. He was one of the first ones to trot on. 1st and 10 for Valley Center here. And Brett Turner is going to drop back, throw out to the right hash. Pass is going to be caught on a little curl route. And then the receiver is picked up and laid down nicely by one of the defensive players for Northwest.
Corbin Verduzco picked him up and put him down.
It was Ashton Malello.
Kind of like a WWF move.
It was. And it looked like he wanted to throw him to the turf and then thought better of it.
Well, he'd have gotten flagged for that.
Gain of 7, 2nd down and 3 for Valley Center. just shy of midfield. From the left to right they go. Now this is the backup quarterback for Valley Center, Hank Whaley, who's in the game. He's got the shotgun snap, rolling left and throws deep down the left side, incomplete. Whaley has played plenty. We watched Valley Center on film from games early in the season. He has had some opportunities this season, although he lost the starting job to Brett Turner. And he throws incomplete there, and it's third down. Clock still running. 2.5 left in the game. Grizzlies up 63-0.
I would have thought we would have seen a quarterback change sooner for Valley Center. Turner just wasn't getting it done.
Turner, a senior, playing his last high school game. Whaley is just a sophomore, and for that reason, I agree, Kevin. Probably think Valley Center would have wanted to get the sophomore out there and get some more practice.
Exactly.
And now a timeout's been called, I believe by Valley Center it is. We'll keep it right here. 2:08 left in the game. 63-0. Grizzlies have the lead. We'll have our 4 Points Insurance post-game show coming up, where we'll have our Put It in the Bag Cleaners play of the game, as well as our Gem of the game.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Is Valley Center huddling over there trying to come up with a 64-point play?
Well, when you're down 63-0, as we've talked about, you just want positive things, especially with a sophomore quarterback. So I think they're probably treating this like it's 3-0 rather than
maybe they are
63-0. Can't fault them to play until the final whistle. And here they come, breaking out of their timeout huddle over on the sideline. And Whaley is out of the shotgun, 3 receivers, slots on the left, running back to his right. Back to pass, rolling out to his left is Whaley, throwing on the run. Pass is going to be incomplete. Looked like he did a pretty good job of throwing a nice pass to his tight end out there, Trenton Flores, who seemed to just drop the football. Didn't think that was a poorly thrown ball.
Wasn't a badly thrown ball, but Jerome Reagan was hanging all over him. Great defensive coverage by Jerome Reagan on that play, prevented the catch.
So it's 4th down and 3. Grizzlies have a mixture of some starters and backups in there as well. And on 4th and 3, Valley Center will obviously go for it here, and Whaley's out of the shotgun. Low snap, now scrambling out to his left, has to throw on the run. This pass is going to be caught, and that's enough for a Chance Transmissions first down. Braden Boyd on the reception, but the chains will move inside the 45-yard line.
Nice throw by Whaley.
It'll go to the 44 and set up first down and 10. Exactly 1 minute to go left in the game. 63-0 Northwest with the lead. Shotgun formation for Whaley here. 3 receivers, slots on the left. Whaley is back. He's looking deep. Down the near side. He's got a man, and it's overthrown and incomplete. Coverage that time for Northwest on the play by Diego Navarrete, and it was, I thought, coverage that might have warranted a flag. I thought I saw him grab a hold of the jersey of the receiver.
Close. I was looking at the official, the back judge, to see if he was reaching in his pocket after the play.
That's Max Preheim, the receiver, and the clock continues to run. 23 seconds left in the game. Whaley out of the shotgun, 3 receivers, slots on the far side. Whaley's back, being chased again, rolling out toward the sideline, throws on the run, and it's incomplete. He threw it down at the leg of the intended receiver, Ashton Malolo, and now it's third down. And that was the last play of the game, though, as the clock is about to strike 0, and it has. And it's a final. And for the second time this season, the Northwest Grizzlies have pitched a shutout, and they do it tonight in the first round of the Class 5A playoffs. The final score from Grizzly Stadium, Northwest 63 and Valley Center's Hornets 0. Now stay tuned for the 4 Points Insurance post-game show. You're listening to Grizzly Football, and it's presented by Mel Hambleton Ford. What would you say is our put it in the bag clean?
Well, I've been thinking about that. I don't know.
The gem, I think, is going to be, let's say, Coe, because both touchdown passes to Phillips and Brown were beautiful.
Yeah, I would say either one. I'd probably take Brown because we're always talking about Phillips. So just to make it somebody different, I would say the one to Brown.
Okay.
Do you know how far? Play.
Do you know how far that one was to Brown? Did you?
I have that. I have that. Brown, 54 yards.
Okay. Thank you. Good job,
How
sir.
about for the put it in the bag play of the game, the block field goal.
Yeah.
That turned everything.
Yeah.
That was the game right there.
That's perfect. Yeah, I agree. I like it.
Well, we got one more at home.
Yep.
Can you look up those scores again?
Good job today, Michael. Thank you, sir. Now that don't you like that? Little.
I'm looking for. I didn't see the BC score.
Welcome back to Grizzlies Stadium, where it's a final in the first round of the Class 5A Western Bracket Playoffs and the Kansas State High School Football Championships. The Northwest Grizzlies 63 and the Valley Center Hornets nothing. With the win, the Grizzlies improved to 7-2 on the season, and they move on to round 2 of the playoffs. Valley Center's season ends at 2-7. The Grizzlies have now won 6 straight games, and Valley Center's season ends on a 6-game losing streak. The winner of this game, of course, the Grizzlies would play the winner of Salina Central and Liberal. Salina Central had that one well in command at last check, 28-2. We'll get some scoring updates here momentarily. As Kevin, I know you were scouring some scores from a while ago. Bishop Carroll was in an interesting tussle with Hutchinson, we noticed.
And they still are. It's in the fourth quarter, and Hutch leads 28-21 now.
Wow.
Over BC.
How about that if Carroll's season came to an end on 2 consecutive losses? But again, Salina Central will be the opponent, it looks like. Again, they were up 25 points in the second half. Hard to see them losing to Liberal there, so we expect it'll be Salina Central here next week. This is our post-game show brought to you by 4 Points Insurance and Financial Services, where it's time again to get your Medicare enrollment plan set out for 2022, and you want to give Chuck Yance and his staff a call, 316-946-0721, 946-0721, 4 Points Insurance and Financial Services. Let them get your Medicare enrollment plan set out. And hurry, because slots are filling up fast. Well, Kevin, as we look at this game, the Grizzlies got the football first, or at least we thought they were going to. An onside kick by Valley Center executed. They recover the kickoff, but then the Grizzlies defense gets a 3-and-out and blocks the field goal, and Valley Center never much of a threat after that.
Nope, Valley Center had nothing going after that blocked field goal, and when you take the blocked field goal and put 4 turnovers with it, they had no chance.
All right, it's time now for our gem of the game, brought to you by Christopher Daniels Watch and Jewelry Repair. Christopher is at the corner of Central and Tyler. He's a Grizzly football supporter. If you are in the market for a piece of jewelry, of course Christmas is coming up, or if you need jewelry or watch repair, stop by and see Christopher Daniels at Central and Tyler. He's right next to Jimmy's Egg. And I think for our gem of the game, we're going to go to that beautiful touchdown pass. We had a couple we could have picked, but we're going to go with the Jeremiah Moore long touchdown pass to Takari Brown on a pass where he threaded the needle, and Brown did a great job to get open, Kevin.
54 yards later, Brown is in the end zone, and you're right, a perfectly thrown ball and a brilliant run by Brown, dodging 2 tacklers along the way.
Grizzlies were moving from our left to right, and Jeremiah threaded the needle on a deep post, and Brown caught it right between the hashes, right in the middle of the field near the goal line. And again, he had to dodge some would-be tacklers, and Takari made his way to the end zone, and that was our gem of the game, brought to you by Christopher Daniels Watch and Jewelry Repair. And also, we want to sneak in also our Put It in the Bag Cleaners play of the game. And in a game where the score is 63-0, you have to go back pretty early to find that. And I think, Kevin, you had the right idea. Back to that blocked field goal, because all the momentum in the world to start a game anyway, Valley Center had, executing the onside kickoff. But then the Grizzlies blocked the field goal, and this game was never the same after that. That blocked field goal kind of put it in the bag for Northwest.
There's no question it did, and Valley Center was basically helpless the rest of the game after that blocked field goal.
All right, so next Friday night, it'll be the Grizzlies and Salina Central, it looks like. We'll have that contest at 6:30 with a pregame show, our HTO pregame show. Then the Grizzlies and Salina Central, we believe, will kick it off at 7 o'clock. Any last updates from the scoreboard, Kevin?
Well, I'm looking to see if there's any change in the Carroll score, and there is not.
All right.
No, there's not.
Well, I'm sure that those of you interested can keep apprised through social media. We know that Salina Central will be here next Friday night, and Kevin will look forward to seeing if the Grizzlies can make it 7 straight wins, with a win next week.
We'll be here with bells on, and if the Grizzlies play next Friday night like they played the last 3 weeks, they're going to be rolling when they get to Capon.
And that's assuming Capon is going to win next week as well, and that would be the third playoff opponent for the Grizzlies at Stryker. What an intriguing matchup. That could be a rematch.
And quite honestly, that's what the players want. You know, talking to players in the school building this week, they all want to play Capon again.
Northwest was without 4 defensive starters when they lost at Stryker against Capon back in September. You get a funny feeling that, not saying they would win that next game, but it certainly would look different than the double-digit margin of defeat they had back in September against them.
Exactly. So it'd be intriguing, but we've got work to do next week first against Salina Central.
We'll see you here, sir. Good job tonight.
You betcha.
All right. Thanks to Kevin Arkin for joining me tonight, and also thanks to our buddy Michael Darcy back at the ESPN Wichita studios, punching the buttons, making this one possible. Now, this is Steve Strain reminding you to join us next Friday night for round 2 of the Class 5A playoffs, the Grizzlies and Salina Central. Your HTO pregame show at 6:30. We'll kick it off at 7 o'clock. Once again, our final score, Northwest 63 and Valley Center nothing. Now from Grizzly Stadium, Steve Strain saying so long and good night.